Yo 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 what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Waking Dream. Welcome to the Vertical Stream. Welcome to the best damn Umineko stream you will ever find on Twitch. What's up? I don't know if you guys saw the beginning of the stream, this broadcast. I went ahead and I kind of cropped it out, so there's no spoilers, but put up the latest episode of Higurashi, where Satoko becomes a witch. Literally becomes a witch. So draw your own conclusions on that, guys. I hope you're watching Higurashi with me as it airs weekly. Still airing, guys. New episodes coming out every Thursday, so pay attention to what happens in that series. It has drastic implications for Umineko. But anyway, enough of the spoilers for Higurashi. I love this fucking soundtrack. My man JGS, go follow him on YouTube. JGS Music does a lot of remixes, full retro game soundtracks. This is Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team soundtrack. Good shit. It's so good shit. I'm so surprised. Look at that. I'm so surprised. That's so good. Oh my god. Yeah, it's that good. But we also have good music in the game. Let's put the music back on here. Alright. Let's get into it, guys. We left off yesterday. I believe it's scene 3. That's what they call it here. Oh, I'm sorry. Scene 4, chapter 4. We're talking with best girl Eva, and she's discussing her father's health. Father's bad health, I would say. Let's see what she has to say. Don't trust Dr. Nanjo, guys. You know that, right? Rule number 1, guys. Don't trust anything Nanjo has to say. He's always lying. And yes, he's lying here, too. It's for a liar. What, a liar says what? Nanjo? Liar says what? その結果、今年もたまたま年を越せるかも怪しいってことになってる親父殿は今も生き健康でオカルト研究に没頭されてるというわけだ。Is he? それでも余命3ヶ月ってわけかい、先生。ですから。Look at him sweating. Look at Nanjo sweating. He sweats when he lies, guys. 敬愛する親父殿がまだお元気でおられるなら素晴らしいことじゃないか。親孝行なお前たちは親父殿に挨拶がしたくて仕方がない。なので会ってもらえないので納得がいかないと。日も沈まぬうちから遺産分配の川残業を始める皆さんのことを思えば。It's a hell of a spin. お父様の会いたくないという気持ちも分かろうというものです。それは誤解よ、夏日姉さん。Sparks flying. ただ、親父とて不死身じゃねえ。いつかは死ぬさ。死ねと言ってるんじゃない。いつかは死ぬと言ってるだけさ。それに備えての話し合いだってだけの話じゃねえか。それが不敬だと言っているのです。よしなさい。また君の頭痛に触る。Kraus told Natsuhi, who had risen from her chair in agitation, to sit your ass. Damn. Trying to smooth over the atmosphere, which had suddenly started crackling with hostility. Hideyoshi put on a cordial smile and motioned for everyone to calm the fuck down. Natsuhi-san, 誤解せんといてや。立つ鳥後を濁さずっちゅうことわざがあるやろ。これはその見送る側の話や。
やがては必ず旅立つお父さんをきれいに見送るための相談なんやで。
He puts it in a nice way, but he's still a vulture. But he puts it in a nice way.
さすが秀吉さんだ。同じ話をするにしても
There you go.
実に
Yeah, Kraus knows what's up.
そうよ。兄さんと違ってね。
Oh.
よせやい。話が進まねえ。それでだな、兄貴。俺たちは遺産の話云々は抜きにしてもだ。たとえ親父に殴られても構わねえ。早い話が親父に直接会って挨拶がしてんだ。親父が嫌だと言ってもだ。書斎に閉じこもってるなら源氏さんに鍵を借りてでもな。な、ローザ。
まあ無理やりってわけじゃないけれどだってかなり長い間私たちはお父様にご挨拶していない。余命わずかだというならもう二度と会えなくなる可能性だってある。今日がお父様と言葉が交わせるかもしれない最後の機会だし。
そうそう、ローザの言う通りよ。余命3ヶ月ってことはいつ亡くなってもおかしくないってことなのよ。それなのに私たちに最後のお話をする権利さえないというの？
Good point.
それはいくらなんでもあんまりな話じゃないのかしら。
あなたたちのしたい話というのが本当に挨拶ならお父様も喜んでお会いになられるでしょう。しかしお父様は皆さんがどのような不敬な話に及んでいるかすでに聞き及んでおいでです。お父様でなくとも会いたい気持ちになるわけがない。お父様がお会いになられないのは他でもない皆さん自身のせいではありませんか？
Going round and round in circles here.
まったくだな。どうして親父殿がお前たちの顔を見るのも嫌か。自分の胸に手を当てずともわかるのではないかね。親父殿は諸君らの逼迫している経済状況も全てお見通しだ。
それ何の話よ。兄さんが何の話をしてるのかさっぱりだわ。
私が諸君らの内情を知らないとでも思っ。
Eva and the rest had realized that he had seen through to the dire straits they were in, and they entered into the back and forth argument, at first putting on a bold front and denying it, and then ultimately returning to the original point and putting their phasers on Sun, objecting by repeatedly demanding to be allowed to see Kenzo, my daddy. The sweet smell of the black tea Rosa had gone out of her way to buy had been completely wasted. The only good thing she could take away from this was that the children weren't here to see it. The fact that they had gone to play at the beach right after lunch was the sole redeeming aspect. They went to play at the beach on episode 3 as well. Oh, I'm so surprised about that. Wow, so surprised. So some similarities with episode 3 so far. They're arguing about the vultures are arguing about the inheritance already. This is just the start of episode 4. And the kids are already at the beach, you know, swearing that they'll never be like their parents, arguing over money and shit. And we have everybody wanting to really see Kenzo, pretty much. And you got the two people, Kraus and Natsuhi, versus the other 4. Eva Hideyoshi there, pictured next to Kraus, and Kyrie and Rudolph, and then Rosa too, I guess 5. So they're all wanting to see Kenzo, but the two, Kraus and Natsuhi, are like, nah, you can't see this guy. Y'all haven't earned the respect to go see this guy. Or are they just hiding his dead body? That's probably what they're actually doing. They're probably trying to hide his dead body. You would think, right? Stay tuned. Eva was attempting to get violent with me, Kraus, and her husband Hideyoshi and Kyrie, Rudolph's wife, had cut in between them, trying to calm both sides. Then Kyrie sighed deeply and spoke.
ごめんなさいね、クラウス兄さん。部外者だけれど、一言いいかしら。
Okay.
提案があるの。
なんだね、
What
キ
is
レイ
it?
さん。
That is a curious. What do you have to say?
まずうちの人も含めてなんだけれど、私たちは長年お父さんと一緒に暮らしてそのお世話をしてきたクラウス兄さんの苦労をあまりにも軽んじているわ。そうでしょ？
そりゃまあ、俺たちは外に出て気楽でいいが、何十年もおもりをしてきた兄貴はそりゃ苦労はしたろうな。それは認めるが、それが何だってんだキリエ。
私たちはクラウス兄さんがお父さんの世話人であることを認めざるを得ないのよ。だってそうでしょ？私たちはお父さんをずっと恐れてきて、その世話をクラウス兄さんに押し付けてきたわ。その苦労は誰もが認めるはずですよね、エヴァ姉さん。
だからそれが何？兄さんがお父様の世話に？あんた部外者のくせに勝手なこと決めないでよ。
まあキリエさん、あんた何の話をしてるんだ？
キリエ、続けてくれ。
私たちはクラウス兄さんと夏日姉さんにもっと感謝すべきなのよ。いつもお父さんの世話をしてくれてありがとうって。私たちにその感謝の気持ちがないからこんな不毛なすれ違いになるの。そうでしょ、クラウス兄さん。
ほう、
Okay.
これは驚いたね。実の兄弟たちにも顧みられなかった私たちの苦労が、まさかキリエさんに理解してもらえるとは思わなかったよ。
後ろ宮家当主跡継ぎとして当然の務めです。そうね、当主跡継ぎとしての責任よね。お父様を世話しているからこそ当主跡継ぎとして私たちは認めざるを
Eva's not
得
gonna
ない。
like that,
あんた
right?
何を勝手に話を進めてんのよ。あんた部外者の分際で。
待て姉貴。そうだな、キリエの言う通りだ。親父の世話をしているからこそ兄貴は跡継ぎなんだ。お前の言う通りだ。
Rosa noticed, and then Eva too. Eva's barking demeanor towards Kyrie for advancing the discussion on her own disappeared in a flash. They finally got it. So Kyrie is pretty much setting a snare. As long as he agrees to being the successor, they can like lay the trap down. Oh, if you're a successor, you can make the decisions about the fortune, right? So now we need the money. Since you're the decision maker, give us the money, basically. She instead stared at Kraus and Natsui. Natsui couldn't understand that sudden change and was slightly flustered.
クラウス兄さん、ほんのいくつかの条件さえ飲んでくれれば私たちはお父さんが亡くなるまで二度と会わせろとは言わないわ。もちろん死に目に会わせろとも言わない。なんならお葬式にさえ欠席してもいいわ。
So they all pretty much understand that he's already dead. Or at least they had the pretty much the hypothesis that Kinzo's already dead and they're just hiding his body.
ほう、何の話やら。だが一応は聞こうじゃないか。その条件を言ってみたまえ。
一つ、当主跡継ぎとは現当主後宮金蔵の世話人を指す。
それから
一つ、世話人の責務は後宮金蔵の終生の世話をすること。早い話が最後を見とるまでが仕事ってことね。クラウス兄さんには元よりその覚悟はあるから問題はない。
当然だ。そこまでの条件には何の依存もないんで、元より私が実行していることだ。
一つ、世話人が万一その監督責任を怠った場合、世話人の権利は剥奪される。
Oh. That said, and all slack disappeared from Kraus's face. Oops. So if he's already dead, and he didn't tell the siblings, and he's did not fulfill their condition, basically, that's probably the truth. Natsui alone was still having trouble understanding what it meant.
ほう、世話人の監督責任とはどんなものかね。
お父さんが
寿命の限りを健やかに過ごせるよう監督するということよ。もっと詳細に言うわ。お父さんが自然死以外の理由で死亡した場合、世話人の権利は剥奪され、当主跡継ぎの権利を失う。その際の当主跡継ぎには次の序列であるエバ姉さんを選ぶこと。
なんですって？そんなよまいごと、よくもシャーシャーと。
ほうほう、これは世話人は責任重大だ。しかし人の死因はあまたある。例えば老衰した老人が食事を喉に詰まらせて亡くなることもあるだろう。本来ならそれもまた講義の意味での老死となるに違いない。しかしその論法でいくとこれは自己死になり、私は監督責任を負わされることになる。これは私にとって不当に不利な話だ。
そんなへりくつをつけるつもりは毛頭ないの。私が想定しているのは、世話人がしっかり世話をして見張っていれば未然に防げた程度のレベル。食事を口に運ぶところまでは世話人の仕事でしょうけれど、飲み込むことに関してはさすがに責任外。クラウス兄さんのケースでは私は全く問題にしないわ。
ほう、ならば桐江さんが想定する世話人が過失を問われるケースとはどの？
例えば失踪よ。
ほう。
お父さんは今はお心もしっかりしているようだけれど、いつまともな思考や判断力が失われたって不思議じゃない。目を離した隙に徘徊して何か事故を起こしたり、あるいはふらりと森に迷い込んでそのまま行方不明になってしまうこともあるかもしれないわ。こういうケースは明らかに世話人の責任じゃないかしら。
Gotcha.
お父様はお心も健康でいらっしゃいます。言うにこと書いて。
お父さんがある日突然森の中に入っていくのを見た。後を追ったけれど姿が見えない。警察も呼んで探したけれど、その後7年間探しても見つからなくて失踪宣告。それをもって死亡扱いというのは認められないって言いたい。
Smart. Very smart. That's probably what he was planning on doing.
必ず検視を行い常識の範囲内で想定される一般的な老死であることを確認すること。
So he need the autopsy, or else he loses his successorship, which kind of fucks with Krause's plans. If the dude's already dead, he didn't tell them, basically. So there's no way that an autopsy is going to say, oh, he died, you know, after the fact that they had the discussion and he died of natural causes. He may have already died of natural causes. The fact that he died, you know, before they had discussion already implicates him as being shady as fuck. So he would lose his successorship at that point too. So she's got him over a barrel at this point.
それ以外のあらゆる理由によっての死は世話人の責任とすることね。今日までクラウス兄さんがご苦労なされてきたことの範囲
But he did, if he doesn't agree to this, then he's already shady too, though. So he has to say yes, or else be suspect at that point. Like, why wouldn't he say yes if he's the caregiver and he's alive and Kinzo's alive? Why wouldn't you say yes? Right?
おかしな条件でも何でもないで
They
し
are
ょ。
in strange conditions. They are not.
バカにしています。屈辱的です。
But she would only say that if she already knew the truth that he's already dead. So she's giving it away pretty much by her indignation.
なぜ主人がこのような恥ずかしめを受けるようなルールを強要されなければならないのか、理解に苦しみます。
私実は去年から疑ってるわ。いいえ、多分ここにいるみんなもそう。
So man's dead.
エヴァ姉さんも秀吉兄さんもルドルフさんもローザさんもみんなずっと疑ってるけど、あまりに恐れ多い想像で口にしなかっただけ。
なるほど。お前たちはこう言いたいのかね。親父殿はもうすでに死んでいて、私がそれを隠しているのだと。
ああ、そうなんだ。これは前回のゲームの最後の謎を解く鍵として考えた。俺の
前回最後の南條先生を殺したのは誰かという
そうだ。確かに魔女は赤で宣言したさ。18人全員の名前を挙げて生死を宣言し、それ以上の人間は存在しないと言い切ってみせた。だがこの仮説ならその感激を縫える。
なるほど。その2つを矛盾させない回答の一つというわけね。なるほど。
俺の言ってる意味がわかるのか？お前なかなか察しがいいじゃねえか。説明が省けて助かるぜ。
この島に19人目は存在しないにもかかわらず、未知の新人物 X が混じりうるからくり。つまり18名全員の名前と在当者18人が一致しなければいい。
そういうことさ。魔女は赤で18人の名前を次々に挙げ生死を宣言した。さらにその上、島には18人を超える人間はいないとも宣言したわけだ。ここには一つの錯覚があった。
There are many illusions in there, but go ahead, Battler. Keep talking. It was never guaranteed that the 18 names equals the 18 people on the island.
18人の名前を全て挙げてその生死を宣言するとき、犯人 X の名を伏せ、代わりにこの島にいない人間の名前を混ぜる。そうすれば犯人は島にいるにもかかわらず18人の生死リストからは逃れることができる。
That's I mean, he's half right. I'm not gonna say he's wrong there. He's half right.
混ぜられた人物は在当しないのだから在当者の足し算には加わらない。
It's a very small piece of what is right, though. I mean, he's got a little bit of the truth in that theory, but there's so much more to what is actually happening here.
よって在当者18人の人数の中に加わりながらも名前が登場しないことが可能。2つの赤字宣言はそれぞれが単独なんだから、この仮説は矛盾しないんだ。
You should really go further with that. The statements in red pretty much said, you know, X person's dead, X person's dead, X person's dead, X person's dead, X person's dead. But he never said X person is body dead, you know? It's a difference. You can kill a personality if it's a fake personality. So, for instance, I'm Kumasawa, and Kumasawa is not my birth name. It was just a personality I created. As for Jilia, and Kumasawa being dead doesn't mean shit. That just means I killed off that personality. So that's what that means. So you can kill off as many personalities that are fake as you want. You can pretend even red that they're all dead. That doesn't mean the person behind that fake personality is dead. So yeah, what he's saying is true, but he doesn't go a couple steps further than that. He thinks, oh no, she just didn't say the dude's name, who's the actual culprit, because she's hiding the dude's name, and she's saying more people than are actually on the island, which, you know, is true. That part's true, but he doesn't understand the reason why they're hiding that person's name, basically. So he doesn't go too far with that theory. Well, you can't really. You're supposed to come up with it yourself, so.
その犯人の名をごまかすために使う人物名にはいくつかの条件があるわ。まず、在当していないにもかかわらず、私たちが在当していると信じている人物。そうでなくては騙せない。そして、その人物は死んでいることが好ましい。なぜなら、死ほど完璧なアリバイは存在しない。あの時点での謎は、18人全員が犯行不能であることに立脚しているのだから。そんなところ？
ああ、そうさ。そしてその人物がまさに今桐江さんが言わんとしていることはただ一つ。実は部屋に閉じこもってて誰にも会わないと言っているじい様はすでに死んでいて、クラウスおじさんがそれを生きてると嘘をついてる可能性があるってことなんだ。
That's right. Grandfather has been closed up in his room the whole time, and no one's seen his face. Maybe he's already dead. And Uncle Kraus and the rest are conspiring together to trick everyone into believing he's alive.
金蔵が死ねば遺産分配が発生する。しかし金蔵が死ななければ、いえ、金蔵が死んでもそれを告知しなければ遺産分配は発生しない。
つまりクラウスおじさんはじい様の財産を全て独占できる。そうさ、 動機は十分なんだ。
Sure, maybe a 19-person X really doesn't exist on the island, but the person X did exist. That person was the 18th person.
つまりこの島の本来の人数は18人じゃなく17人だったんだ。そこに未知の人物 X が隠れ潜んでいて犯行を行ったんだ。どうだベアト。
I mean, that is a possibility, the way the story's been told so far. There could be somebody that's hidden, never named, and that person could be the killer, without having to suspect any of his family members or friends.
出てこい。前回の最後の最大の謎は今。
As Battler declared that forcefully, the crisp-bound and clapping came out of nowhere and their surroundings turned bright, becoming the usual witch's tea room.
ブラボーブラボー。どなたごとき無能にしてはようやくの感は否めぬが思考停止ならコンクリートの塊でもできる。つまりそなたはようやく知性ある存在に進化できたわけだ。ただ涙を流しはがみしながらわらわの靴を舐めるだけの存在からようやく一歩を踏み出したと言えようぞ。
こんなくだらない言葉遊び
He's still being
前
held
回
by,
翻弄されてたとは
a helper, who's kind of thinking for him too.
な。俺も自分の情けなさに腹が立つ。さあベアト、
He needs that
小
Watson.
級だ。在当者18人の中にじい様は含まれてると宣言できるものならやってみろ。ああ、できやしねえさ。すでに死んでるんだからな。てめえのまやかしは。
さーてどうしたものか。赤き真実にて一刀両断に叩き割ってやろうか。いやいや、わざとここはじらして保留するのも良いかもしれぬ。突き落とすならより高みに誘ってからの方が面白いというもの。
As Beato snared obnoxiously, it looked to me, even to me, as if she was still searching for the perfect expression to tick me off even more. As though she was saying that the answer I had finally reached was entirely too ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, cousin. In contrast to my visible annoyance with the witch's attitude, Gretel had a blank and composed expression on her face, almost as though she had expected the witch would act that way.
なるほど。バトラが学んで成長するように魔女も学んで成長するのね。
どうしたよベアト、もったいぶるんじゃねえ。苦笑できるってのかよ。こさえろ。
よしなさいバトラ。魔女は安易に答えないわ。自らが律すると思わない限りね。
何？どういうことだ？
何？
これまでのゲームであなたが赤き真実とやらで翻弄されていたから魔女は何度もそれを繰り出してきた。でも今や状況は違う。あなたは赤き真実を誘い出し、むしろそれを武器に使っているわ。そんな状況で魔女がみだりに赤を連発するわけがないでしょ。
グレーテルとやら、そなたはバトラと違いなかなかに頭が冴えるようだ。わらわも恐ろしい敵を迎えたものよ。その通り、バトラがわらわの赤き真実を期待する場面でなぜに期待に応えてやらねばならぬない。わらわにはそなたが喜ぶことをする義理など今朝食ったクロワッサンのパンくずのひとかけらほどもない。その顔。わらわが赤き真実などという遊びを始めたのはその表情が拝めぬというならわらわにはこんな遊びをする理由がない。
負け惜しみだろ。俺の苦笑要求に応えられないからって適当なこと言ってごまかそうったってそうはいかねえぞ。
うぬぼれるな。その程度の答え造作もなく切り捨てられる。
だがそれをわらわはわざわざ赤で言わない。そなたが求めるから言わない。なぜだかわかるか？
さっき言ったわ。一番美味しいところで突き落としたいって。その性悪な魔女はね、あなたが求めるところではもう赤は使わないって言ってる。つまり副賞要求なんていうお遊びにはもう付き合わないってことよ。
その通りその通り。バトラと違い、この女は話が早い。説明がいらぬ。
Ouch.
わらわはわらわの望む時、わらわが好むように赤き真実を語る。
そうね。赤き真実とはつまり魔女が自由に行使できる権利。人間側が望んだ時に行使しなければならない義務ではない。ただし内容によるわ。
内容？どういうことだ？
魔女はあなたの副賞要求に応える義務はない。ただしあなたの主張によって魔女説が打ち破られてしまう時のみ義務が生じる。
Burden of proof.
なぜならこの裁判官なき法廷であなたが思考停止に陥り。
Okay, that went too fast. Hold up. What'd she say? Witch has some responsibilities found in your preemption quest only when your claim would restore the witch theory. It does become a responsibility because in this court without a judge, that which is not refuted becomes the truth. There you go. Burden of truth. Burden of proof, I should say.
魔女はあなたの副賞要求に応える義務はない。
She didn't read
た
that
だ
whole
し
thing.
あなたの主張によって魔女説が打ち破られてしまう時のみ義務が生じる。なぜならこの裁判官なき法廷では反論されないことはすなわち真実だから。魔女の主張する魔女説を反論できなければそれが直ちに真実となってきたように。
じゃあ俺の今の推理に反論がない以上
You can assume it's true. It's not the truth, though, until it becomes disproven.
犯人は18人目の謎の人物 X で、じいさまはすでに死んでいるという推理で正解だというわけか。
少なくとも魔女が反論するまではね。真実はより未来の新しい真実に負ける。厄介なのはその反論のタイミングすらも魔女に委ねられているという点よ。つまり今のあなたの推理が正解しているのか、それとも間違っているにもかかわらず魔女がその反論を保留しているのか。さもなくばそもそもその推理自体が魔女説を揺るがすことにならないため、現時点では判断がつかないということよ。そんなところ。
ベルンカステル教名、つくづく厄介な駒を送り込んでくれたものよ。おかげでわらわの出番がさっぱりない。
魔女はあなたの復唱要求に対しタイミングをずらして答えることを覚えたのよ。ディレイとでも呼べばいいのかしら。
ふざけた真似を。じゃあ俺は間違った推理を掲げたとしてもベアとはわざと否定せずに俺を泳がせ、さらに壮大に推理を広げた最後の最後にその根元をちょんと断ち切って全てをひっくり返してくる可能性さえあるってわけなのか。
And she can also, there's another possibility. She can also, if he has a good theory that's somewhat true, which he does actually in this case, she can adjust her story that she's telling and then try to obfuscate the actual truth to where he thinks that his theory is wrong, even though it's actually true. And then he can just start going down a rabbit hole of fucking falseness. And that'll be her ultimate goal, basically, which is why she's not telling him any red truths right now. Because if she does right now, then it will either confirm or deny that his theory is true. So she's not doing that right now. It benefits her only. A single piece of reasoning becomes a bridge to the next piece. Through my repetition request, I've been able to strengthen my position and advance it bit by bit. Thanks to that damn Beato learning this strange delay tactic, I can no longer confirm or deny my reasoning. It's like I finally got myself a cane to help me search around in the pitch black darkness, and now I've had it taken away from me. Now I'm just stuck, ain't I?
こらこらバトラそんなに絶望的な顔をしちゃわらわのよだれが止まらなくなっちまうじゃないかい。その杖はもともと不甲斐ないそなたにわらわが与えたものに過ぎぬではない。
Exactly.
ようやくこれでハンデなしの対決になるだけだぜ。
I don't know about that. He still needs his little sister to help him out. Little sister Gretel.
でもだからといって副賞要求がバトラの反撃手段の一つであることに変わりはないわ。すでに言ってる通り魔女は魔女説を打ち破る致命的なものに限り反論の義務、すなわち赤き真実を語ることが義務となる。反論のタイミングこそ魔女の自由ではあるけれども。そうよね。
うん、そうなるであろうな。ゲームの終了時までにわらわがバトラの提唱する人間によるトリックを否定できなかった場合、バトラはそれを理由にわらわを否定し勝利を宣言することが可能となろう。
それは人間側が提示するトリック説、すなわち副賞要求は必ずそのゲーム内、つまりエピソード内に反論されなければならないという魔女側の制約という認識でいいのかしら。
そうなろう。バトラの目的はわらわがこの島で繰り広げる愉快なゲームの全てを人間で説明し、それをバトラが成し遂げたならその時点でバトラはゲームの勝者となるであろうぞ。
ルール確認。ゲーム終了時とはゲーム内の六軒島時間で1986年10月5日24時00分という認識でいい？
問題ないぞ。
そのゲーム終了時に人間側が全ての謎についてトリック説を主張できていて、かつ魔女側から反論がない場合、人間側は勝利を宣言できるものとする。問題ない？
もう少しゲーム終了時に魔女側には反論の機会が与えられるものとする。
時間を切ってもらうわ。1分よ。1分以内に反論が行われない場合、勝利は宣言されるものとする。
Nice.
ならば同じルールをそちらにも課させてもらおうぞ。ゲーム終了時人間側は与えられた謎に対し1分間の反論時間が与えられる。その時間内にたった一つであっても反論されない謎が残った場合、魔女側の勝利となり、
That's
その
tough.
ゲームは終
She
了。
could like pump in a bunch of like mysteries in the last minute. How they're gonna fucking argue all of those in like a minute? I don't know about that one. They gotta be arguing as they go, basically.
兆候を理由にゲームを止められては票をそぐのでな。
くそったね。俺を抜きで話が進んでやがるぜ。だが話は大体分かった。
Probably less.
俺の不償要求は即座でなくとも必ず反論されなくてはならないわけだ。
ええ、そうよ。そしてそれは10月6日0時01分までに必ずなされる。ただ注意して、魔女はあなたの副賞要求をたった一つ切り捨てるだけでいい。全ての謎を解き明かさない限りあなたに勝利は宣言できないのだから。
Good luck with that.
わらわが赤を使えるように、バトラ、今よりそなたには青を使うことを許そう。
Here we go.
そなたはわらわの魔法殺人を人間とトリックで説明する際に、わらわはゲーム終了までの間にそなたの青を赤にて反論する義務を持つ。
So that's a good explanation of why we have the blue text now. So we're gonna start using blue text. Blue text basically is what Gretel, aka Angie, just explained. When Battler makes an argument that Beato doesn't want to, counter with the red truth, that's going to be in blue text. So she can always delay that red text answer to the blue text he makes. But if she doesn't counter it, the blue text will be truth by the end of the game. So he can say something in blue like grandfather's always been alive, or always been dead in blue. And if she doesn't say, oh, he's dead in red, or he isn't dead in red, then the blue text that he said is going to be the truth. You got to counter that shit, basically. Kind of like Danganronpa, if you ever played that. You've got to counter anything that's a lie or the truth. If you're a witch and you want to like obfuscate the truth, you got to counter it still with maybe a false red text, which he's done a lot actually. Like, oh, he'll say, oh, repeat this in red, and then she'll say something that's not exactly what he said to repeat, but she says it in red in a way that makes him think, oh, well, I guess what I said to repeat actually is true, but it's not. So definitely using the blue behooves Battler if he says the right blue text, and I think Gretel's gonna help him out with that, hopefully.
青。つまり俺は復唱要求を青で語るということか。
少し違うぞ。復唱要求はどんな些細なことでも可能だった。しかし青はもう少し厳しい。
Yeah, he's gotta speak it right. Like a blue text can't be 100%. If it's not 100% true, she can always just cut it down with red. Like that's not true.
それ自体が魔女を否定しない限り成立しない。
Oh, he has to deny witches as well with the blue text. Starting to get confusing, but it's more or less something like this. Let's take one of the repetition requests I made during my past mystery as an example. Number of master keys is 5. It had been claimed that there are only 5 master keys, so I made this request to confirm that the number is really 5. But since that by itself isn't enough to deny the witch, I can't say it in blue. So in order to speak it in blue, I would say something like this. The actual number of master keys was greater than 5. The culprit used one of those extra keys to get in and out of the room. So you gotta tie it to the motive and the means, basically. If you tie whatever request you're trying to do in blue to the motive and means, to tie it to not being a witch as the culprit, to being a human culprit, you can say it in blue, basically. And only then, with the witch who claims that it was a locked room murder with magic would be responsible for making a counter argument. So yeah, you basically have to explain it in a way where only a human can actually complete that murder. And then the witch would have to say, oh no, this is actually a murder caused by magic, and here's why, with the red text. In other words, I can't use it to demand that she repeats things in order to check the premises. My reasoning. That will probably put me at a significant disadvantage, because I'm stupid. That's what Battler says. Crap. It's not to make me think that all those red declarations that Battle's been making to toy with me were extremely merciful. They probably were. Like she was just playing around with them the first 3 games.
仮に俺がある密室について仮説を立て、それを青で語ったとしても、ベアトがそれを最後の最後で否定してきやがったら、
Yep.
俺には次の仮説を立てる時間すらもねえってことじゃねえか。
That's why you have Gretel there.
このルールは最悪だ。俺にばかり不利だ。
また戦う前から屈服？落ち着きなさい。一つの謎に対して青は一度しか使えないとは言われてないわ。それがどういう意味かわかる？
Nope.
いや、
He sure doesn't.
どういう意味だ？
これまでのあなたは仮説を一つ立てては魔女の顔色を伺い、それがダメだったらその時改めて別の仮説を立てるという。それじゃあ魔女は追い詰められない。
じゃあどうやって戦うんだ？
Like a shotgun. You fucking do multiple blasts, buddy. Buckshot.
まさか。
ええ、そうよ。謎に点で挑むんじゃない。面で襲いかかるのよ。あなた、以前のゲームで推理の姿勢はそうあるべきだと自ら言ったわ。
Did he? I don't remember that. Assault with a wall. That's right, I said so myself before. Did he? I don't remember that. An act of trying to uncover the mystery by reasoning is like trying to shoot a distant target with an arrow. Until now, I've been shooting off a single flimsy arrow every time, asking the witch if I scored a hit. Then, once I told that I was missed, prepare my bow again and shooting off another flimsy arrow. Like a punk buster. There's no way that I hit that at that rate. Bullets might be a better example than arrows. If you take one shot after another at a distant target with a handgun, you probably won't hit it easily. How can you hit it? Handgun doesn't work. Use a shotgun. Shotgun! Instead of a single bullet blaster with shot, filled with countless projectiles at once. There you go. Shot scatters so it impacts a wide area. so it's very well suited for shooting small, fast targets like birds. That's right, there's no rule that says reasoning has to be like a pistol shooting it off one shot at a time. Making a single theory and just hoping that it hits is like stopping your own thinking. Blast away with a massive number of bullets, pieces of reasoning, and make that impact like a wall. So you need one, just one of them to find its mark.
Oh.
A blue shotgun, baby.
なるほどな。お前の赤き真実が切れ味鋭い日本刀みたいなもんだとしたら、いいや。火力で魔女を蜂の巣にする
Oh, machine gun is even better, yeah.
下手な鉄砲数打ちゃなんとやらか
Must be something. Is that a Japanese saying that I don't know?
そなたらしいそやな例えよ
推理小説なんかのクライマックスはいつもこうだった。名探偵が容疑者を一堂に集め、たった一つの推理を披露して、まるで一本の矢で見事にリンゴを射抜く。だからこそそれが美徳みたいに誤解しちまってた。
Sure, that probably would be magnificent. If I could shoot through the truth with a single guess. But that isn't realistic. Especially not for Battler. Just look at real wars. Do I really think everyone pulls long guns out of the trench, aims really well, takes a single shot at a time like the other at the other side? They don't, right? They fire rapidly, they fire all over the place, they pin down an enemy with a barrage. Reasoning is the same way. Because of that weird virtue, I had been stuck thinking that I can only take one line of reasoning at a time. We humans can fire off countless guesses and possibilities. Imagination is ammunition. Suspension of thought is a clogged barrel. The pathetic way I've been reasoning up until now, it's like a pea shooter. Incredibly awkward, like I've been weakly firing off a shot, getting it denied and read, and then receiving the next bullet and reloading. And blue truth that claims that human tricks are the truth will overwhelm its target, the fantasy told by the witch, with all the firepower of my imagination. This is my Battler's style way of fighting.
お前のおかげで俺の本当の
Again,
戦い
he
方が
needs somebody's help to figure out how to do something in this game. What a great hero. Sorry, Battler, you kind of suck, man. You get better. Don't worry, he gets better in the answer arcs, but he's just now learning how to fight. This is the 4th question arc, dude. Come on, sir.
ありがとうよグレーテレ
No, thanks, buddy.
どういたしまして。
これまでの俺が情けなく思えてくら
At least he knows, right? At least he knows.
ああベアトの言う通りだぜ。これまでの俺はハンデをもらってきた。そいつを認めるぜ。新ルール了解した。俺には俺の戦い方がある。そいつを見せてやれ。
その息やよし気に入ったぞならば早速使ってみるがいいそなたの青き真実と
See
や
what you
ら
got, boy? Talking all that shit.
使ってや
See
る
what you
ぜ。
got.
この青き真実でお前が主張する全員にアリバイがあるから魔女の犯行しかありえないという魔女説は打ち砕ける。これが俺の真実だ。後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。よって島の本当の人数は17人。そこに未知の人物 X が加わることで18人となっている。この人物 X の存在の過程によって17人全員にアリバイがあっても犯行は可能になる。
Not a bad theory. I think he limited himself by making actual numbers, though. You don't want to give him like a number of 17 people or 18 people
こ
in
れ
a
以
theory.
上お父様への面
Make it
会
a
を
little bit
拒ま
more
れるなら
general.
ば以下の仮説を立てなければならないの。
Like, if you think there's somebody that's, you know, a phony in that group of 17 people, like Kinzo, there might be more, right? So don't say just, oh, this is 17 people on the island. Say there's, you know, maybe say five or more. You definitely can't deny that there's at least 5 people on the island, right? So just say, oh, it's 5 or more. It's definitely more than 5, you know? So you can't deny that at that point. You can deny that it's 17. If she's saying, oh, yeah, there's actually just 16 people on the island. That grows your theory right there, baby. So don't limit yourself to 17 and lock it down like that.
つまりお父様はすでに亡くなっている。しかし遺産を分配したくないクラウス兄さんがそれを隠してるって。
バカバカしい。
Oh, this guy's lying. This guy's lying his ass off.
そうです。バカバカしいにも程があります。これほどの侮辱は初めてです。
私たちは警官立ち会いのもとで強制的にその生死を確かめることさえ可能よ。
Well, you would think that they're lying. Let's just see what happens then.
ねえ、エヴァ姉さん。
そうよ、兄さん。話は何とでもでっち上げられるわ。兄さんが第三者の立ち会いのもとにお父様を面会させなければならない状況になんて。
でも、それは後宮家にとって、とても不名誉なことだと思うの。だから私はこの提案をしている。世話人の義務と責任。万一の際のペナルティ。これを承諾してくれれば、私たちはお父様を無理やり引きずり出すなんて真似は控えることができる。
ああ、そうだぜ、兄貴。さっき言ったじゃねえか。兄貴は世話人として当然の義務を果たしてるってね。
Naturally.
キリエの条件は大したことじゃねえはずだぜ。なぜ過剰反応する？親父が自然死以外の理由で死んだ場合、次期当主から引きずり下ろされるってのが。
それとも何？お父様が自然死以外の理由で亡くなるような心当たりでもあるのかしら？
そんな心当たりなどあるわけもない。なるほど。私にも親父殿の気持ちが分かってきたよ。
Now he's trying to like skirt the issue. Oh yeah, you guys are fucking vultures now. But he doesn't want to agree to the fucking reasonable. It's kind of a reasonable demand, right? Oh, you don't let us see a father. Why don't you agree to this, and then we won't, bug you about seeing father now. If he's still alive. If he's not alive, you have no reason not to agree with this. Or if he's still alive, I should say, you have no reason not to agree with this. If he's dead, that's the only reason why you'd be, kicking up a fuss. But he's kicking up a fuss right now, right? For some reason. I wonder why, right?
死に方一つ自由にさせてもらえないとは実に気の毒な晩年だよ。
ええ、本当に気の毒な晩年ね。その晩年が実はもう過去のことじゃないのかと私たちは疑っているの。この疑惑は私たちをお父様に面会させてもらえるだけであっさりと解けるわ。ここまで私たちに侮辱されてもそれでも面会は許されないんですか、クラウス兄さん。お父様は多分すでに亡くなっているわ。おそらく遺体は極秘のうちにどこかに処分したでしょう。そしてお父様の代理ということで財産を独占した後失踪したことにして7年かけてお父様を死体なき死者にする。ごめんなさいね、気を悪くしないで。これはあくまでも私の推理ごっこだから。
Excellent deduction, Detective Kyrie.
無礼極まりない。あなたにこの屋敷にとどまる資格はありません。即刻退場なさい。二度と当家の敷居をまたぐことを許しません。
去年通用した手が今年もまた通用すると思ったのが運の尽きね。お父様はご機嫌斜めだから面会できない？去年の時点で十分不審だったのに今年もだなんて。お父様の代理を語り財産を乗っ取るならもっとスピーディーにやって今日の親族会議を待たずに失踪させるべきだったわね。さすがに甘いわよ、クラウスお兄様。
君が何のことを言っているのか私にはさ。
でもお父様がご機嫌斜めなのは事実で、クラウス兄さんが世話人としての責務として私たちの面会を拒んでるのだとしたら、なら私の出した条件を飲んでくれればこの場は収まるわ。何しろお父様のことをこんなにも大切にするクラウス兄さんですもの。
If you, just look at the way she's arguing circles around these guys. Oh, they're so righteously indignant about, you just want to see him, like, blah, 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 get his fucking fortunes for yourself. Or, oh, you dare to say he's dead and I'm like lying about him being alive? How dare you? Oh, we'll just prove it, right? Just let us see him. Well, you can't see him because he's in bad mood. Well, if he's in a bad mood, agree to this fucking demand I'm making right now. That you're the caregiver, and like if he ever dies from anything other than like a natural death, then we'll be taking your fucking caregivership and throwing it out your fucking successorship as well. Because you failed as a caregiver at that point. So why can't he agree to that? And or why can't he just let him see them? But there shouldn't be an either-or situation. It's one or the other here, man. Either let us see him, or agree to the fucking terms, or you're a fucking dipshit who doesn't know how to fucking argue. Because he's arguing circles around you at that point.
お父様に
You can,
検
piss
視
him
されて
off
困
like
るような
that's
死
what
に
he's
方
doing.
があるわけ
But
が
that
ない
just proves her point even more.
いずれにせよお父様は病院嫌いなんだから書斎で亡くなるでしょうね。いずれにせよ必ず検視は行われるわ。
Like, we're going to find out what happened to him eventually. And if you say, oh yeah, he's lost in the forest for 7 years and I don't have a body, you damn motherfucker, right? we already like came to that conclusion that you're going to try to do that. So you can't do that now, right? That's off the table. If you try to do that, everybody's going to suspect you of foul play. So you can't do that now. So you better agree to the terms, basically, at this point. Otherwise, your ass is grass.
検視を逃れて殺すには失踪しかない。
キリエさん、
She's
兄
got
さ
him.
んを
She's
い
got
じ
him by
め
the
るのは
balls.
それくらいにしてくださらないかしら。
Eva rebuked Kyrie in a sickeningly quite kind voice, sorry. Considering the situation, that was impossible. Which is why it was so sickening.
兄さんにもいろいろと都合やプライドもあるはず。
His pride's gone now.
兄さんにとって当然の義務であっても、それを文書化して、その上ペナルティまで課せられたんじゃ。そりゃ不愉快なはずよ。ねえ、ローザ。
ええ、そうね。クラウス兄さんの長男としてのプライドを軽んじすぎたかもしれないわ。キリエさんの言うような世話人の責務についての覚書にサインというのはさすがに気の毒かもしれない。
そうだな。兄貴はよくやってくれてる。そこを汲み取り、おかしな書類にサインとかそういう話を抜きにして兄貴に全部一任することを
Now they're playing
考
good
え
cop
てもいいかもしれねえ。
versus Kyrie's bad cop.
お前ら
That's how cops do it. Oh, you don't have to like admit to like killing this person. Why don't you just go ahead and give up your fucking partner in this crime? You can save yourself, 20 years in prison. You can just go away for 5 years, right? Just give up your fucking best friend. He's the one that actually killed him, right? Why don't you go ahead and do it? Like that's what they're doing right now. It's awesome. Not just Eva, but Rudolph and Rosa as well began closing in on Kraus with unnerving smiles on their faces, though they had planned this beforehand. They now understood perfectly how Kyrie had cornered Kraus and exactly where she was prepared to compromise. There you
世話
go.
人の
That's
責
the
務につ
compromise.
いての覚書。
Compromises give us some money right now, and we'll shut the fuck up about how you're a fucking duplicitous bitch.
これにサインすることなく私たちがお父様への面会を生涯求めないことにもできるわ。
You better pay us.
覚書などなくてもクラウス兄さんが世話人にふさわしいという保証をしてくれれば。
私にその保証金を支払えというのかね。
I mean, he finally gets it.
これはおかしい。
保証金はエヴァさん、ルドルフさん、そしてローザさんの3人に1人30億円ずつ。
Better pay us.
手付金としてその1割の3億円ずつを今年度中に振り込んでもらうわ。
90億だと。
Damn.
そんな金はない。
お父様がお亡くなりになった後なら捻出できるはずよ。私たちもその程度には下調べは済んでる。手付金の9億円だってクラウスさんの財産状況ならなんとかなるはず。それこそお父様に借りることだって可能でしょ。白々しい演技は不要よ。
不愉快だ。 実に不愉快な話だ。
Look at Natsu's face. Like, she can't believe it. Look at that face.
まったくです。お父様の遺産の話だけでも十分不敬だというのに、お父様はもう死んでいる。主人がそれを隠していて財産を独占している。もううんざりです。あなたたち全員にもはや後ろ宮を名乗る資格などありません。
落ち着いてや夏井さん。みんなももう話はこれまでや。どうやこの場の話は一旦ここまでにせん
The
か。
fuck? What are you talking about? Nothing decided yet, boy.
規模がでかい上に唐突な話や。わしらも興奮してるところがあるかもしれん。ここは一旦休憩を挟んで頭を冷やさんか。クラウス兄さんにもちょいと時間が必要やろ。
Give him time to get out of that shit, boy.
な、クラウスさん。
時間、そんなものがなぜ私に必要なのかね。
ま。わしらかて本音じゃ物騒なことなど考えとらん。どうしてもお父さんに会わせてもらえんから、ちょいと嫌味が言いたくなっただけなんや。それにクラウスさんが売り言葉に買い言葉で頭に血が上ってしまったのもよー分かっと。クラウス兄さんかって本当そこまで言うんだ。
Hideyoshi
合
trying to
わせ
smooth
て
it
や
over.
ってもいいと思っとるんやな。そうやろ。ただついつい意地になってもうたんで、今さら会ってもいいなんて言えなくなってしまっただけや。そうやろな。
確かに主人も皆さん同様、少々冷静を欠いてしまったところもあるでしょう。私たちはお父様の皆さんに会いたくないという意思を尊重して頑くなに断っていたに過ぎません。
I mean, you're sticking to the story. I like that.
そうだな。つい昔のような兄弟喧嘩になってしまう。私も意地になってしまった。頭を冷やそう。お前たちが親父殿にどうしても会いたいという強い気持ちはよく分かった。私もそれを伝える。なんとか面会してもらえるよう親父を説得しよう。それでどうかね。
そうね、クラウス兄さんに説得の時間を与えてもいいと思うわ。
そうだね、頼むぜ兄貴。俺たちに会ってくれるようよく説得してくれ。何しろ親父の世話人なんだからよ。
その説得だけど今夜中って制限を設けさせてもらうわよ。明日になったら私たちは書斎の扉を打ち破ってでもお父様の安否を確認するわ。それでいいわよね、兄さん。
好きにするがいい。なるほど。説得すらも大して時間はかけられないようだ。夏日、以降せめて晩餐にはご一緒していただくようお願い申し上げる。
はい。
Alrighty. They got what they wanted, kind of. Kraus left the parlor accompanied by Natsuki. Once their footsteps disappeared, Hideyoshi breathed out heavily and flopped onto his sofa, smirking.
キリエさん、あんた恐ろしい人やな。
Ho ho ho. Damn, Kyrie-san.
勝手な口出しをしてごめんなさい。謝るわ。
いやいや、当初の計画にはなかった追い詰め方だが結果は上々だ。相変わらずお前ってやつには頭が下がるぜ。
Gotta bow.
でも9億円も用意できるのかしら。クラウス兄さんの財政状況ギリギリで 7.5 億が限界と私たちは計算したはず。9億はさすがにふっかけすぎじゃない？
無理なら無理でいいのよ。クラウス兄さんの顔を立てて 7.5 億に減額とかやれば譲歩したっぽく見えて収まりやすいでしょ。
Damn, she's vicious.
本当に9億出てきたなら大成功だし。
Vicious.
兄さん、今頃夏日さんと作戦会議中でしょうね。あのプライドの高い兄さんがどんな言い訳をしながらへりくつをこねてくるか。
お父さんを説得できるわけがない。
There's no way to convince someone who doesn't even exist. Hehehehe. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for this next scene.
兄弟たちも年に一度の親族会議にそれぞれの都合を合わせてやってきています。
Kraus and Natsuki can be seen in Kinzo's dimly lit study. Every once in a while, thunder can be heard, and a dimly lit room flickered with light. Remember, there's a big-ass typhoon going on outside. It seemed that the island would be closed off by the storm very soon.
お父様、どうか今一度不敬な彼らに当主様の威厳をお示しください。
Frakathum.
ダメだな。
全然ダメだな。The large figure standing by the window, his majestic back facing them, quietly yet forcefully gave his answer. His head was swung slightly and he appeared to be trembling. Eventually, a mumbling laugh reached him from over his shoulder. It's Kinzo's voice, remember, guys?
ダメだな。
全然ダメだな。
ダメだ。
I wonder where Battler got his saying from, right? 3 months left to live. I see now, old man not long for this world. Just who are you referring to?
愚か者が。弟たちに恫喝されてのこのこやってきたか。恥を知れ。
As Kinzo spun around and brandished his cloak, a blast of wind shook up the stale air inside the room. The air pressure expressed clearly the majesty and willpower of Ushiromiya Kinzo. It is no wonder that all of Kraus landed on his backside, as that pressure had literally blown him to the ground. As though showing consideration for Kraus, who looked as though his legs had been swept out from under him, not so he also crouched down. Then, with a thump and another thump, Kinzo's footsteps approached with a heft that signified his majesty.
カノンに聞いておるわ。貴様が弟たちにどれほど情けなく手玉に取られたかをな。
Damn.
お父様、夫はお父様の名誉を守るために懸命に。
He's gonna slap the fuck out of her. Okay, he almost did. He almost did. Without lending an ear to Natsuhi's words, just ignore this hoe. Kinzo extended his palm to Kraus's collar as the latter sat on the floor. After annoying the hoe, then he curled up his fingers, leaving only his index finger out, and then, with one remaining finger, he pressed hard under Kraus's collar, twisted it, and then slowly, with just one finger, he raised Kraus's ass high into the air. Ass first.
情けないやつだな、お前は。妻に自分の弁解をさせるのか。
Damn.
言い訳くらい自分でしてみせよ。
Kraus's face scrabbled in the air. Kinzo's brawny finger was choking him. His finger? He's choking him with one finger? Couldn't even open his mouth, much less talk. However, if he had been allowed to open his mouth, as he was now, there was no way he would be able to think of an excuse that Kinzo would accept. Still, what incredible power Kinzo possessed. No one would call him an old man after seeing this superhuman strength. I don't know.
夫はお隣に戦いました。どうかお許しください。
夏日、戦いというのはな、勝つまでの過程を言うのだ。負けるまでの過程は戦うとは言わん。
Well said.
それはただ一言、みっともないというのだ。これが私の跡継ぎだというのか。
Man, it's crazy. Thunder roared. Kids laughed heartily as though there were nothing that could be more amusing. And at the end of his laugh, he threw his feckless son away like he was a scrap paper, slamming him against the wall, against the windows, against the wall. Damn. Ouch. This girl's wife just got emasculated by his father, who's got 3 months to live. My goodness gracious. Crowd slid down the hall, down the walls, rubbing his throat in pain. Natsuki ran up to him and cared for him. But Kenzo showed no interest in the two of them, and he returned to the space near the window, as though he had been there the whole time and looked up at the ominous thunderclouds.
ベアトリーチェにさえ会えれば我が人生には何の悔いもないと思っていたが、どうやらそういうわけにもいかぬらしい。魔女より得たものは何も残せぬのが初めからの約束。しかし後ろ宮の名は魔女のものではない。その名を継ぐのが誰にふさわしいか。どうやらそれだけはわしが自らの手で解決せねばならぬようだ。喜べクラウス、気が変わったぞ。
お父さんでは。
貴様らふぬけどもと食事をする気など起きん。だがその後の親族会議には出席する。
お父様、ありがとうございます。
私はその席上で当主継承についての重大な発表をするであろう。お前たちのくだらない争いは私自らが解決してやる。
Crazy laugh with the thunder in the background. Kinzo's alive? What? What? My surprise face doesn't work too well. Okay, it doesn't work. What the hell? Let's unpack that previous scene real quick. So we've always thought that Kinzo was dead. We've seen him in episode 2 and 3, like he's alive, you know. But the truth is, Kinzo's always been dead before this game even starts. And it's actually true with Kyrie and everybody else saying, oh, he's been dead for like probably months at this point. Dead well before October 1986. And Krause has been hiding his body. Krause has been making deals with the fortune, with his father's fortune as the caregiver, while the father's dead body is, you know, decomposing in his own mansion. And he's been hiding that body. And Natsuki's complicit in that. She knows about Kinzo being dead too. So they have been in on it together, hiding that fact from their siblings. So why are we seeing in episode 4 Kinzo, you know, alive and well? Well, let's ask yourself the question, and this is the only question you have to ask yourself: who's actually seeing Kinzo being alive? Is it Battler? Does Battler see Kinzo alive on this game board? No, he does not. Who sees him right now? Only person that's seen him is Krause and Natsuki. Alright? Battler hadn't seen that yet. So unless Battler sees Kinzo alive, it doesn't happen. That's pretty much the way things go. There's a lot of illusions in episode 4. It's really hard to piece together what's true and what's fiction, basically. The only question you need to ask yourself in every scene is Battler in this scene? And if so, can the stuff that he's seeing be tied to him almost about to die, basically? Because once Battler is almost about to die, he can be shown anything, and it can be legitimately looks like magic. But it probably wouldn't be magic, but even if he's like 30 minutes within dying, magic will become real to him. Because before you die, and it's a cat box, there's no way to explain your death at that point. So you can say magic killed me, at that point, and nobody can argue against that. So if he's about to die, you can come up with any reason why he dies. But if he's not about to die, if he's not within 30 minutes of him dying, whatever Battler sees, that's actually legitimate truth. But nothing else is true, pretty much. Like, you have to question everything else. So, again, Battler's not in that scene. Battler didn't see Kenzo. Only Kraus and Natsui saw Kenzo. Ergo, that's not fucking Kenzo. Kenzo's not alive. Nah. You know, it's somebody telling me that Kenzo's alive. That's pretty much all that is. So, with that in mind, let's keep watching episode 4 here. Let's see what else they're going to tell us is true. It's probably not. So hey, we have another scene. Battler's not in it. Wonder what that means, right? Door is forcefully flung open. Rosa flew in with Maria.
Genji-sanか誰かいない？誰でもいいの。バスタオルを持ってきて。
It was already a full-blown typhoon outside and it was starting to pour down hard. Oh, she had been at least using an umbrella. Maria had been in the rose garden amid all that wind and rain the whole time. She had grown ice cold. Ice cold? Maria had gotten into a minor fight with Rosa in the rose garden and had been told to stay there forever. She had done as she was told and had continued to remain in that spot even after the rain started. So that's what happened in episodes 1 and 2. So there are a lot of similarities. Rosa certainly had gotten a little emotional and angry, but Maria's stubborn demands were probably more at fault. Okay. Alright, Rosa. Cousins who had unfortunately been witness to that exchange were relieved to see the mother and child close to each other again. So I guess Battler is in the scene. Alright. So he does see this, looks like. Rosa toweled Maria's head dry. She seemed overcome with worry that Maria might catch a cold, but Maria herself was nonchalant.
大丈夫？寒気とかしない？やっぱり一度戻って着替えさせた方がいいかしら。
全然平気。それよりお腹空いたから着替えよりご飯がいい。
大丈夫そうだぜ、ローザおばさん。こんだけ元気ならきっと大丈夫だよ。
傘があって本当に良かったよ。ひょっとしたらずぶ濡れかもしれないと思ってたからね。傘を持ってたのは不幸中の幸いだったよ。
でもよマリア、いくら傘があってもこんな大雨になったらちゃんと雨宿りしなきゃダメだぜ。女の子は体を冷やしちゃ絶対にいけない。
いいのよジェシカちゃん。ママがそこにずっといなさいと言ったのが悪いの。
Yes, it was.
本当にごめんね。本当にごめんね。
Not good enough.
マリアいい子。ママの言う通りにしてたからいい子。寒くてもずっといた。ママが来るまでずっといた。
Goodness.
マリアは本当にいい子よ。ママの言いつけをちゃんと守ったわね。本当に偉いわ。でも次からはママの言いつけであっても、あんな大雨になったらちゃんと雨宿りをするのよ。いいわね。ママと約束よ。
ママと約束。
Rosa gently hailed Maria, and they joined their pinkies together and promised. Battler and the others could tell by this bonding between mother and child expressed through a single little finger. The warmth was starting to return to Maria's body.
カノン君、タオルをありがとう。助かったわ。
それでは失礼いたします。
Cannon piecing the fuck out, bowed with a blank expression as though he had done nothing that required gratitude and then left that parlor. With the quickness.
もうお夕飯よ。みんなも行きましょう。偉いマリアには後でママの分のデザートも分けてあげるわ。
本当ママ。デザートもらえる。ママ大好き。ママ大好き。
こらマリア、はしゃがないの。ママもマリアが大好きよ。マリア大好き。マリア大好き。
マリアもママ大好き。ママ大好き。
Wow, Rosa and Maria looked really happy together. Even the cousins watching started to feel somewhat somehow familiar warmth filling up their chests.
このくらいの年頃が親と一番仲がいいのかもしれねえな。
It usually is, right?
うちはそうでもなかったぜ。母さんとかいっつも勉強勉強とうるさかったな。
子供を愛していればこそだよ。親の愛は優しさや僕の母さんも厳しかったけど、僕を大事に思ってくれたからこそだって今ならわかるよ。
Yeah, stifle yourself, pencil that geek. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
ママ大好き、ママ大好き。
マリア大好き、マリア大好き。さあ食事に行きましょう。お手手つないで仲良くね。
Yeah, Rose is in a good mood, right?
お手手つないで仲良く。
Let's watch out for that 180 turn when she fucking starts slapping the taste out of her mouth.
ママと
It's
マ
gonna
リア
happen, probably.
仲良し仲良し。
そうよ。ママとマリアは仲良しよ。いつまでもずーっとね。
I mean, you know, 2 hours earlier, she was like, you stay in this fucking typhoon and catch your ass a death of cold. And that's exactly what happened, so. Yeah, now she's friendly, though, right? About another 2 hours, she's gonna be slapping the taste out of her face, though, I bet. I put money on that one.
愛してるわ。マリア。
Love you for, this hour. Next hour, I don't know.
なんだよ突然。どうした？
What the hell happened? A sudden sound that had come from the teacup Gretel had been holding, which had fallen and smashed. Oh, Gretel's not liking this. Gretel knows the truth. Gretel knows exactly what I'm saying. And in about an hour, watch Rosa turn from a fucking angel parent to a fucking demon parent, right? She knows what's gonna happen. She read that fucking diary.
ごめんなさい。ぼんやりしてたわ。落としちゃってごめんなさい。
Yeah, she doesn't like Rosa at all, probably. Probably hates Rosa. The cup on the floor was broken into tiny pieces. What really had meant such a sound and smashed into so many pieces just by being dropped from that height. Even someone as obtuse as Badler could realize that I was in a bad mood over something. But this asshole stupid brother of mine couldn't understand why I had suddenly grown so displeased. Fucking Rosa's trifling ass is probably why. When I made it to bend over and pick up the pieces of the cup, Ronove appeared out of nowhere and stopped me.
お怪我をなさいますよ。お片付けは私どもに
Why
お
don't you back the
任せ
fuck up, Ronove? Feeling fucking a little something right now.
紅茶のおかわりをお持ちしましょうか。
いらないわ。
Want this shit, boy?
どうも悪魔の紅茶は口に合わないみたい。
Nasty ass tea?
ほう。
Want that shit?
どの上の紅茶でも口に合わぬものがおったとは。そなたの肥えた舌には敬意を表するぞ。
退屈してきたんで、ちょっと席を外すわ。
95,000.
退屈？おいおい、いよいよこれからだろうが。
She ain't trying to see this fucking scene.
多分この時点でマリアはまた傘と手紙をベアトリーチェから受け取ってるって言い出すんだぜ。
Yeah, that's what she always says, though.
ここからが重要だってのに。
That's the boring part.
失礼するわ。ごめんなさいね。後片付けをお願い。
Fucking clean this shit up. You shit up right now.
お任せを。
Exactly. You a job, boy. Not saying anything else. I disappeared of my own accord. My form literally melted and disappeared into thin air. There had definitely been a displeased expression on my face. Neither Badler nor Ronove, nor of course Beato or either, could understand why my mood had suddenly worsened. All that remained was the fragrance of the black tea that I had spilled. Fucking clean that shit up. Clean it up now. You get 5 seconds to clean that shit up, boy. I'm counting right now. I will be right back. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. We all know that why Angie, aka Gretel, is angry. And I already said it. This Rose is a bad parent. Now she's pretending to be a good parent for a second. Ooh, 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 I love you, Maria. Ooh, ooh. This fucking bitch. This fucking trifling, two-faced bitch, right? You already know what kind of a bad parent Rosa is. And she's gonna, like, pretend in front of these kids that she's a good parent. This fucking bitch. Needs to go somewhere with that shit. I would be up and out of that room just like fucking Gretel in a second. Like, I can't stand to watch this bullshit, right? So she's gonna be feeling some type of way, and we're gonna see exactly what type of way that is in a second here. So, BRB though. And we're back. So what feels unpleasant? Miss Gretel? Let's see. That'll be even more blunt. It made my skin crawl.
お？なんでエンジェはイラついてるの？
なんでって決まってるでしょ。
マリアにはわからないよ。
You remember, Maria lives in her own world, so the things that piss off Angie are not necessarily going to piss off Maria. Maria can like take abuse. She can take like all the shit that people throw at her every day, and she twists it around into something positive, basically, into something magical for her. In her perspective, everything has a reason, right? When Rose is beating her ass, oh, it's the evil witch that's doing it. And then whenever Rose is nice to her, oh, that's my true mommy, right? And she lives for those moments where her true mommy, quote unquote, is the one that takes control. And then she just endures the times when her evil mommy, her evil witch mommy, is taking over her body. So Angie can, reconcile that like Maria can, basically. Even Maria Onechan with that blank expression on her face irritated me. Held my hands palms up in the empty air, and from out of nowhere, a single book landing upon them with a thump. It was Maria Onechan's diary. Even though there was no end, the pages flipped and flipped without me turning them, and opened the door to Maria Onechan's world.
どうしてエンジェはマリアが幸せじゃないと思うの？
客観的に判断してよ。
客観的にエンジェの主観でだね。
Yep, from her perspective, keywords.
真実は私にとってのものとマリアお姉ちゃんにとってのものとでは
真実は観測者によって形を変えるよ。そして未来の観測者が常にその形状を上書きする。エンジェはマリアの幸せをどうしたいの？
Pages of the diary are flipped through at a greater and greater speed. Then a brilliant light poured out from the depths of the diary, swallowing everything up and painting it over it all with white.
Maria, ママね、緊急に片付けなきゃならない仕事が山積みで、ちょっと会社に缶詰にならなきゃならないの。多分、あさっての深夜まで家に帰れないわ。
The day after tomorrow? What the fuck? So you're gonna be gone for like 48 hours. What the fuck, dude? Where's the babysitter at, right? What the fuck's going on?
おー、じゃあ日曜日の一緒に映画を見に行く約束は？
This is fucking weekend? Really?
映画？
Oh, she forgot about that shit. Judging by Rosa's tone, she had clearly forgotten that promise. My response to that was an apology for asking. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. I apologize for troubling my mom by asking that question. Stupid
マリ
me.
ア、お留守番してる。ちゃんとお行儀よく待ってる。毎日お風呂に入って新しい肌着にするよ。お金の場所も分かってる。毎日違うお店に行くようにする。
Yeah, this fucking Rosa bitch tells Maria to go to a different store every day so they don't start asking questions like where your mom's at. Like the one dude asked last time she went to the store. Like, where the fuck's your mama at? I've seen you here a couple times now. Fuck's your parents at, girl? Oh, I can't go to this store anymore because they're gonna start calling the cops on my parents, right? Like, Jesus Christ. What a great mom Rosa's being. Oh, we see a different side of her at this conference though, right? Oh yeah, I love you, Maria. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No wonder Angie got upset, had to leave the room. It is fucking Maria's mom. That fucking bitch. She basically had a kid, doesn't want a kid. That's basically what happened to Rosa, right? Wow. Wow.
そうね。ちゃんといい子にしてるのよ。そしたらお土産を買ってきてあげるわ。
Trying to buy her off now.
いい？夜は9時までに寝るのよ。ママが帰ってこないなんて先生にも大人にも言っちゃダメよ。
That's mint.
いいわね。
うん。だからママ、お仕事頑張ってね。
Again, Maria's making the best out of this situation, though. She can find happiness even in this dire strait. And she has.
頑張ってお仕事を終わらせて、少しでも早く帰ってきてね。マリア、もう夜中に泣いて、近所の人に迷惑なんかかけたりしないから。だから、早く帰ってきてね。
じゃ、忙しいので切るわよ。いい子にして待ってるのよ。余計なことはしちゃダメよ。
Are you pacing me for 48 hours? Hell, it might be 48 days. I might be right the first time, right?
じゃあね。
Click! Using a tone that indicated she was wrapping up the call, Rosa hung up the phone without waiting for Maria's answer. Not even saying bye. Maria neatly set down the receiver and returned to the sofa. There sat the stuffed animal Sakutaro, who had been watching TV with her until a second ago. Sakutaro was clutching the remote control to the TV. I turned the TV off temporarily because of the phone call. Looked like he was asking me to turn the power on again because he wanted to get quickly back to watching TV.
Sakutaro, テレビ見たい？
うりゅ？マリアはもう見たくないの？芸人チーム全問正解したら逆転かもしれない。うりゅ？
うん、もうテレビいいや。
Again, Mama's busy with work and isn't coming home. Mama usually has a lot of overtime, doesn't come home until late. She has to socialize or something for work, so she comes home having drunk a lot of alcohol, even though she can't handle it. She's a lightweight. With a pale face, she goes straight into the shower and then to bed. And even on the weekends, she says she has overtime or has to stay over and almost never comes home. It's been happening often recently, saying she has a big job lined up or something. Picture I did my best on during art class got laughed at by everybody. But I wanted Mama to look at it properly at least, but once again, I won't be able to show her. And talk about the time when everyone pushed the cleanup onto me, but I did my best by myself and got praised by the teacher. And talk about when I went shopping, and the man at the shop said he'd always been impressed by me and gave me a free can of coffee. Don't give coffee to the kids, guys, by the way. Don't do that shit. And there's the card I wrote and secretly hid under Mama's pillow. Cause I wanted to encourage her when she comes home from working so hard.
他にもいっぱいお話ししたかった。
ママはお仕事をいっぱい頑張ってくれてるんだよ。
Yeah.
毎日のご飯のために一生懸命働いてくれてるんだよ。
So we all know what that actually means, right? She's not working at any job overtime. You don't work on the weekends in Rosa's line of work. She's the fucking boss of her own company. Why is she working on the weekends, right? We all know what she's doing here. Coming home, smelling of alcohol, right? Every night. Not even coming home during the weekends. We know what's going on, right? We've seen it. It's over at some dude's house. Some douchebag's house. The douchebag she's currently seeing at this point in time, I believe, is a married dude who is trying to like leave his wife, question mark, but probably not. And he's aware of Maria but he's a, fucking douchebag. He doesn't really care that he's breaking up his mother and daughter combination there. And he has the nerve to say, oh, you should go home and see your daughter while he's sleeping with the mother, right? But he's the reason why the mother's not going to go home with the daughter, basically. But he has the nerve to say, oh, we should, be nicer to your daughter. This motherfucker. As he's fucking, being a homewrecker to his own wife. So that's the kind of guy Rosa likes, right? Has no future, has no shot at any kind of fucking relationship because he's not going to leave his wife. But she would rather be with this asshole than do an actual decent job as a mother. That's the kind of person Rosa is. And Angie can see that plain as day. I think anybody can see that looking objectively, as Angie says, plain as day. Only person that doesn't have a problem with it is pretty much Maria. And I guess Sakutaro too.
お仕事。やだ、ママ。お仕事なんかやめちゃえ。
Quit that shit. It's not a job, girl. She doesn't realize it's not a job. It's a fucking excuse.
お仕事は大人の大切な仕事なんだよ。
But here's Sakutaro pretty much explaining everything towards Rosa's benefit. Explaining everything away so Maria can still believe in magic. That's pretty much what Sakutaro's role is here. To help her keep seeing the magic, the good times, right?
マリアにご飯を食べさせて、お洋服を買って、学校の給食費を払って、サマーキャンプの積立金を払って、それはみんなママが働いてお金を稼いでくれるからなんだよ。
Ain't working during the weekend.
ご飯いらない。お洋服もいらない。給食もいらないし、サマーキャンプなんか行きたくない。どうせマリアをどこの班も混ぜてくれないもん。
ウリュウ、ママはさっき電話でお仕事から帰ってきたらお土産を買ってきてくれるって約束してくれたよ。
If she doesn't need food, she doesn't need fucking money. Why would she need a present, right? Come on, Sakutaro.
ママはマリアのことが大事で寂しくさせてることを申し訳ないと思ってるから。
Not important enough.
そういう約束をしてくれたんだと思うよ。
そうかな。
ウリュウ、めんどくさかったり嫌だったりしたらそんなことはしないもん。ママだってマリアのそばにいつだっていたいんだよ。それができなくてママも辛くて悲しい。ママが泣きながらずっとマリアの隣にいて夜を過ごしてくれた日を。
なんでママが泣いてるのかわからなかったけど、悲しむママが悲しくて、ただマリアは黙ってママのそばにいることしかできなかった。
あの時最後にママが言ったの、マリアにありがとうって言った。ただそばにいてくれるだけでマリアだけが世界にただ一人の味方なんだよってママは言ってくれた。
This sounds like a time when she was dumped by one of her ex-boyfriends, and then she went home, drunk off her ass, started crying in front of Maria as she went home, alone. And she just started crying because he was so drunk she couldn't do anything else, and freaked out her kid, Maria. So Maria had to use Sakutaro as some kind of reason to explain why your fucking mother's, breaking down, crying like this over some fucking douchebag dude who dumped her. And then she says, the line, oh, you're my only ally in the whole world. So she says that, Maria obviously locks into that, and so she fixates on that every time her mother fucking becomes a bitch and doesn't come home for the weekend. It's like, oh, well, I'm actually her only ally in the world, so whatever she says on the phone, hey, I gotta go to work, it must be true because I'm her only ally in the world, right? That's the things kids would do. They remember the shit that happens when you fucking scar them for life like that, right? You go ahead and get drunk and start weeping in front of your kid because you're a shitty ass mother. They're gonna remember that shit, and they're gonna remember that for the rest of their lives probably. Just be aware of that, parents out there.
マリアが世界でただ一人の味方なんだよ
Yeah, she's not gonna forget that.
ママ言った。
Sakotaro set the remote on the table, crawled up onto the sofa, and sat on my lap and spoke to me while gazing into my eyes.
ママもきっとマリアと同じなんだよ。ママの描いたデザインだけがクライアントに笑われて。
I mean, that's probably true, to be honest. Her company's not making too much money, so I mean, that's almost 100% true, I would say.
ママの会社だけが他の会社から面倒な仕事を押し付けられて。
I don't know about that.
ママは社長だから自分一人で片付けなくちゃならなくて、ママの会社だけがいつも他の会社の仕事に混ぜてもらえない。
That's probably true.
ママの味方はマリアだけなんだよ。そのマリアがママにお仕事なんかやめちゃえなんて言ったら、ママの味方は世界中のどこにいるの？
サク太郎。
Damn, Sakotaro with the guilt trip, right?
僕には世界中でただ一人マリアがいる。ママには世界中でただ一人マリアがいる。マリアには
ママもいるし、サク太郎もいる。
だからマリアは寂しくなんかない。うりゅう。ママはお仕事が忙しいからなかなかマリアと一緒にいられないけど、マリアはどうかそれを責めないで。その代わり僕はいつも一緒に、そしていつまでも一緒にマリアのそばにいるから。
Wow.
うりゅう、僕が一緒じゃ悲しみを止められない。
This part is, for some people, this part is really hard to read, because you know what's going on, right? She's, Maria's pretty much just in her own land of make-believe and fantasy and magic, and she's rationalizing her mother abandoning her, pretty much. And, she has this cute little lion doll, pretty much explaining all her mother's sins away, as, you know, oh, she's really on your side. She's not a bad mother at all. She's always thinking about you, you know? The things she does, it seems like it's bad, but it's actually true because she loves you. Like, you know that's not true. Angie know that's not. Angie's the one that's getting in trouble. You know, almost, you know, ruining the debate between Battler and Beatrice over here because she gets so upset just hearing this little anecdote about Maria and Rosa at this damn conference. So now she's, you know, confronting Maria like, your mother's a fucking bitch. And Maria's like, well, no, she's not, because Sakotaro says she wasn't. So, I mean, it's so warped the way Maria thinks. And at the same time, it shows, like, tremendous, like, just fortitude of character. That she even can, you know, come back from this entire fucking, like, just life of goddamn depressed fucking, just being a kid that just has nothing going for them, right? No mom at home, no father. The father's never been in the picture, right? The kids hate her, the kids treat her like she's shit. Teachers don't do shit about it, right? Nobody cares. They all think she's a rich kid, so they tease her and shit because they think they can get away with it. And her only friend is this fucking, you know, stuffed animal. And stuffed animal is the kind of enabler that makes her, like, escape reality, basically. It's really sad all around. So a lot of people, like, they got to episode 4 and Umineko, they're like, I can't read this shit anymore because I guess it was quote unquote cringy, you know? And it really is. But I kind of like the cringy shit, so I definitely, you know, ate this up with a big spoon. I like stories that make you, like, feel viscerally for the characters in it. Like, Maria is a real character. Like, the guy who wrote this, Ryokishi07, he used to be a social worker, so he's seen kids just like Maria. Like, he's seen thousands of kids just like this, and he had to, you know, deal with the parents that are shitty like Rosa. Thousands of shitty parents like Rosa, right? And there's a lot of, you probably know a shitty parent like Rosa, right? And you can't step in, like Angie can't step in, because, I mean, that's not your place, right? And you can write about it in a fictional novel like Ryukishi had, and you can marvel at the strength that these kids have to, like, persevere and survive, and like Maria can, like, just create her own world out of this fucking mire of fucking just depression. Like, how does she do it? Nobody's ever gonna know, probably. It's magic. It pretty much is magic. If there anything is magic in this world, I would say Maria is a magical fucking witch. Breaks your heart, right? From the holes in Maria's heart, when she had been doing her best to seal up, drops of sadness finally dripped down. Drip drip. Plop plop. Sniff sniff. Drip drip. Plop plop. Even though weekends where Mama doesn't come home aren't that rare a thing, even though this night wasn't especially more painful or sad than any other, Maria's tears poured down.
ウリュウ、マリア泣かないで。僕がずっと一緒にいるから。マリアが泣いても僕は泣かない。僕はライオンの子だから寂しくても泣かないよ。
You're allowed to cry, Sakutaro.
僕だって泣きたいけど、僕は泣かないんだもん。
No.
どうしてサク太郎は泣かないの？こんなに寂しくて涙がこらえられなくても泣かないの？
ウリュウ、だって僕が泣いたら誰がマリアを慰めるの？だから僕は泣かないよ。だってマリアに元気を出してもらいたいから。
元気を出したらママは帰ってくるの？
ママが帰ってきた時、元気なマリアで迎えてあげたらママはきっと喜ぶと思うな。ウリュウ、
ママは喜ぶ？
I mean, Mama will be happy, but Mama will never know how much her absence affects you, though. That's the thing. Maria can be, you know, happy with Sakutaro living in Fantasyland. But then when Mama comes back and you just, you know, force a smile out of yourself, that tells Mama, oh, Rosa's saying, oh, that, okay, I can just leave every weekend then, right? Because you'll be fine when I come back, eventually. If I ever do come back, you know, alright? She'll be alright. So I'll just do it again next weekend. That's what that says to Rosa, basically. So it's just a, like, never-ending cycle that Maria's never going to be able to get out of. Apparently. Until she dies. On October 5th, right? Because she will be dying. Unfortunately. Can't avoid that.
そしたらきっとお仕事の疲れもきっと癒されると思うよ。そしたらきっといつもより早く元気になってくれてマリアともいっぱい遊んでくれると思うな。
I mean, it will get her in a good mood, but it's not going to let her play with her a lot. It's going to, you know, enable Rosa to abandon you a little bit more than often. That's what it's going to do. Don't lie to this kid, Sakutaro.
マリアがママの待ってるお家へ帰ってきた時、ママが上機嫌で台所にいたらすごく幸せな気持ちになるでしょ？ママもきっと同じだよ。
マリアがご機嫌でお留守番してたらママも幸せになるかな？
ウリュウ。
Sakutaro nodded deeply with his big head. No more tears could fall from Maria's eyes. Because if she greeted her mama with a tear-stained face, her mama would probably get sad too.
マリアは知ってるよ。笑顔を呼ぶ魔法は自分も笑わなきゃできないってこと。
Mm.
マリアは知ってるよ。だからもう泣かない。
ねえマリア、僕から楽しく過ごす提案があるよ。ウリュウ、聞いてくれる？
何？
ママが日曜日の深夜まで帰ってこないから、だからママに内緒のパジャマパーティーをして遊ぼうよ。
パジャマパーティー？
Well, they're doing the plot to House Party, right? This Kid and Plays movie. A pajama jammy jam. That was House Party 2, wasn't it? I'm dating myself by saying
眠くなるまで
that.
ベ
How
ッ
you
ドの
know?
中でお菓子を食べたりジュースを飲んだりしながら僕と遊ぶの。
No, like half my eyes is like, what the hell is a house party? They don't even know what the hell that is. It's a movie, guys. Look up House Party 2. You might know what that means. It's a movie.
パジャマパーティー？
You're like, who the hell is Kid and Play? Today's kids will never know.
楽しそう。く 時に寝なくていいの？寝ないとママに怒られない？ママがいない時だけ。
No, I ain't gonna know. She ain't gonna be back till Sunday night. Who the fuck cares what Mama thinks? Mom's not even gonna be thinking about that shit when she gets home. She's gonna be drunk off her ass.
だから今夜はマリアが眠くなるまでずっと僕たちで楽しく過ごそう。ジェリービーンズを食べながら、次は何の色を引くか当てっこして遊ぼう。
Get some jelly beans. Okay.
ピーナッツを割って、どっちがおじいさんか当てて遊ぼう。
Which half is the grandpa? What the fuck does that mean? There's gotta be something in the tips about that. I'll look at that later.
クローゼットの中を宝探ししよう。他にも。オレンジジュースとメロンジュースを合わせたらどんな味になるかな。
おー、いっぺんやってみたかったけど、ママにやっていいって聞いたらダメって怒られた。
ブリュー、ママに内緒で実験してみよう。
Yeah, fuck mama.
今夜はいっぱい遊んでいっぱい笑って涙を元気で吹き飛ばしちゃおう。
There you go.
大丈夫、僕と一緒だから絶対に楽しいよ。
Again, this is the fortitude of character, the strength of Maria's magical world. She goes from, crying, busting out, fucking in depression. About 5 minutes later, her and Sakutaro are planning a fucking, pajama jammy jam little party. And she's smiling and shit and laughing and shit. That's a strong ass fucking girl right there.
僕が絶対にマリアを幸せにしてあげるから。
Despite her fucking horrible parent. In spite of, I would say.
サクタロと一緒なら絶対に楽しいよ。絶対に幸せになれるよ。ありがとうサクタロ。もう泣かないね。とびきり楽しく二人で過ごして思いっきり元気になってママをおかえりなさいって迎えちゃおう。
うりゅう、今夜はいっぱい遊んでいっぱいご機嫌になっちゃおう。ママがいない夜にしか遊べない秘密のパーティーでいっぱい遊ぼう。僕たちが賑やかにしてたらきっと鏡の国や不思議の国からたくさんの友達が遊びに来るよ。
Crossing over to Alice in Wonderland here.
そしたらもう僕たちはお友達でいっぱいで退屈なんかできなくなっちゃう。うりゅう、うりゅう。
And I started my pajama jammy jam with Sakutaro and had fun until late into the night. I played by sticking my hand into the bag of jelly beans without looking and trying to guess which color I would pull out. Sakutaro had good intuition and got it right a lot. He's cheating. Partway through, I also achieved the brilliant feat of guessing right 4 times in a row. And the game where I split peanuts open and tried to guess which half would be the grandpa. The fuck? What is that? It's easier than guessing the color of the jelly bean, so I got it right a lot. The hell? Which side is the grandpa in the peanut? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that means. But the bigger nut is the peanut, or is the smaller nut? I don't know. I have no idea which. You would think it would be the shriveled up nut. It's the grandpa, right? Because that makes dirty sense, right? I don't know. I really don't know. Sucking my salt-covered fingers was bad manners, but that was the yummiest part. I like both orange juice and melon soda on their own. I hope that by mixing the 2 favorite drinks, there might be a flash of light like alchemy, and a new drink that no one had ever tasted before would be created. I got excited about how, if it turned out really delicious, I'd call it Sakutaro soda and sell it. But unexpectedly, it had a weird and disappointing taste. And the color was somewhat dull and boring. It tasted like Dr. Pepper. Maybe I shouldn't have been surprised that orange and green mixed together would make this. Too bad. I imagined that it would become a sparkling pineapple color. It was Dr. Pepper. But it was an awesome fun night. If I'm having this much fun, maybe Mama will start wanting to come home too and unexpectedly appear at the front door. So I got the feeling that Mama might suddenly come home, and went to the front door many times to check. But there is no way Mama would be able to come home when she was this busy with work, quote unquote work. Working that ass, maybe. But rather than a feeling of loneliness, I felt just a little disappointed that I couldn't invite Mama to join in on such a fun late night party. Next time I'll do this when Mama is around, let her join in. Even some things that I don't think are yummy, Mama says are delicious. So she might say that Sakatara soda is really yummy. Mama comes back tired. I'll serve her some. And more than anything, I wanted to at least write about this fun night in a letter and tell Mama about it, hoping that these strong feelings of happiness would reach Mama soon. Or two, sorry. Hoping that when Mama comes home exhausted from her job, which is always so tough for her, I could share this happiness with her. Hoping that when Mama comes home late Sunday night, almost certainly tired, and drunk probably, could make her even just a little brighter by sharing this happiness. She's gonna be wasted, by the way. She'll be blitzed. Softly placed that letter on Mama's desk. Oh, she actually wrote the letter, okay. Let's see what happens when she reads this shit. Dear Mama, good job with your work today. Some of my happiness for you to share. From Maria. And I decided to give a present to Sakataro for proposing this wonderful night. A small red scarf that I had found when searching for treasure in my closet. When I was still very young, my mama had knitted this tiny red scarf for me. Maria was embroidered on it with knitting wool. He softly wrapped that scarf around Sakataro. It really suited him, accenting his yellow with his red very well. Yeah, it looks pretty good on him actually. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Sakataro looked embarrassed as he wore his first present ever. Yeah, it really suits him.
Sakutaro, いつも本当にありがとう。こんなにも楽しい夜になったよ。どうしてマリアは泣いてたのか、もう思い出せないくらい。
Yeah, she kept going to the front door to check if her mom was there. Yep. But I mean, yeah, she's still happy though, right?
これからも一緒にいようね。そしていつも楽しく遊んで笑っていようね。うりゅう、マリア大好き。マリアもだよ。サクタロ大好き。
After playing so wildly, my room was a mess. Maybe I played a little too much. I'm tired for the day, so let's sleep together now. And tomorrow, we'll clean up together and welcome Mama with a clean room. Okay, Sakutaro? Uryu!
ね、マリアは、マリアとサクタロはこんなにも幸せだよ。
Andy doesn't see that. Yeah, she didn't see any of that. Without love, it can't be seen. And without objectivity, the shitty-ass mother could not be seen either. So, there you go. There's the lesson for today. Without love, it can't be seen. With too much love, objectivity cannot be seen. But Maria cannot see how shitty her parent is right now. And she never will, probably. Thanks to Sakutaro. And you can see all that shit, though.
これがマリアお姉ちゃんの幸せなの。
Yep.
マリアは幸せ。
ローザおばさんはあんなにも楽しみにして絶対だよと約束した映画の約束を完全に忘れてた。
お仕事で忙しかったからたまたま忘れちゃったんだよ。仮に覚えてたとしてもお仕事じゃどうしようもない。覚えてても覚えてなくてもどちらにせよママはお仕事でお泊まり。
Well, she never should have promised then, right? She didn't have any intention of keeping that promise. That's a fucking badass fucking mother at that point.
映画には行けなかった。約束を覚えてたかどうかなんて些細な問題だよ。
That's a very mature way to look at it, though. I will say. There's no way that's insignificant. After all, when Aunt Rosa replied, "The movies," on the phone, it was obvious that she had completely forgotten her promise, and she was fucking wasted off her ass. And when she heard that, Maria One-chan's mood definitely darkened.
確かにマリアお姉ちゃんの言う通りローザおばさんが約束を覚えていたとしても結局 映画には行けなかった。でもそれでもお母さんとのささやかな休日を過ごす約束を一方的に忘れられていたなんて。
Shameful.
私なら怒る。
I'd be fucking pissed.
悲しかったよ。たとえ覚えててくれたとしても映画には行けなかったわけだから。でも私はその後サクタロととても楽しく夜を過ごした。エンジェもパジャマパーティーがすっごく楽しそうだって思ったはず。
楽しいわけなんかない。だってこの夜のマリアお姉ちゃんのはしゃぎぶりはお母さんが帰ってこなくて寂しくて、それを忘れるためにわざと空騒ぎをしただけじゃない。
違うよ。サクタロと本当に楽しくパーティーをしたんだよ。
いいえ違う。お姉ちゃんは悲しくて約束を忘れてたお母さんが憎くて部屋で暴れただけじゃない。
そんなことマリアの日記のどこに書いてあったの？
書いてはいない。でもこの一行飛ばしで書いてある行間からお姉ちゃんの気持ちがわかるの。
There's the issue right there. There's the mistake that Angie makes. You're not gonna be able to, like, especially a kid, right? A kid's not gonna be lying like that. Kid's gonna put down everything that's true to her in her world. So there's no reading between the lines in that diary. There's nothing like, oh, I really feel like this, but I'm gonna say that I had fun. No way. I don't think Maria's, she may be smart enough to do that, but she's not gonna be dishonest enough to do that then, right? She's an honest to a fault person.
お姉ちゃんはこの夜を楽しくなんか過ごさなかった。それで言いつけを破って夜更かしをし、おやつの時間以外には食べてはいけないと厳しく言われていたルールを破ってお菓子を食べ、それでも悲しみが埋められなくて部屋の中で暴れて散らかしただけじゃない。そして部屋中を散らかして疲れ切って、そのままベッドのシーツをかきむしりながら泣き疲れて眠っただけ。
You could actually make that case too, though. Like, Angie could make that case. Again, we only have the diary to go on. We don't know 100% what Maria's thoughts and actions literally were. We just have the diary to go on. But again, I don't think Maria's the type of person to be dishonest in a diary. Especially a super secret diary. A magical, what would you call those? Grimoires, right? A grimoire, I don't even know how to pronounce it. But she's not gonna lie on one of those things. She takes it very seriously, right? Again, she's not a person that's dishonest, so I don't think she's lying in that grimoire.
日記には確かにママが映画の約束を忘れてたらしいこと、そして私が夜更かしをしてサクタロとパジャマパーティーをして、
It could be either or, though.
探しで
Angie
部屋
makes
を
a
散
good
らか
point.
してしまったと書かれてるね。
She did do everything that she wasn't supposed to do when Mama didn't come home, so she could have done that subconsciously because of Sakutaro telling her to do that, and she didn't even realize what she was doing, or she could have done that subconsciously to get back at her mom for not coming home. Probably.
それはつまりそういうことじゃない。マリアお姉ちゃんはローザおばさんの愛に飢えていた。そしてローザおばさんは自分の仕事や世間体ばかりを優先していつもお姉ちゃんを後回しにしていた。だから虫唾が走るのよ。ローザおばさんのお姉ちゃんのことを愛しているという言葉がどれほど上辺だけのものか知っているから。お姉ちゃんだって知ってるはずなのに、なんで自分は幸せだなんて言えるの？マリアお姉ちゃんのそのあたりが私にはわからない。この年になってもさっぱり理解できない。どうして悲しくないの？どうして不幸な現実を知りながら自分は幸せだなんて言えるの？私にはできない。わからない。
エンジェは悲しい子だね。
わけわかんない。どうして私が哀れまれなければならないの？
私の日記にはこんなにも楽しくパジャマパーティーの事実が記されているのに、同じ事実も。
Oops. Went too fast there. It's observed by a different person. Looks like that same fact takes a different form, huh? I remember talking about this in Burkesdale. Truth is indeterminate and changes its form every time it's observed. by the way it's perceived. In other words, depending on the person who perceives it, a single truth becomes different truths. And the truths of the past are painted over by truths of the future.
マリアはこの日記で、この夜の出来事をとても楽しかったと記した。
Now, she literally said it was very, very fun. So, even if she was repressing her emotions a little bit, she had fun.
マリアお姉ちゃんはこの夜の出来事をとても幸せだったと記述した。
なのに日記を読んだエンジェは、この夜の出来事をとても悲しかったと読んだ。
マリアお姉ちゃんは幸せだと記述したのに、私はそうではないと読み解いた。
Well, she's crying now. Look at that. She's crying.
やめて。これは幸せな夜を記したものなの。これがこの夜の真実。お願いだからその幸せな真実を新しい、そして異なった真実で塗りつぶさないで。
マリアお姉ちゃんにはこれで幸せなの？
うん、幸せだから同じ境遇の時、幸せに感じられないエンジェが。
Both she back then and I now have the same friendless and lonely situation. And Angie accepted the lonely truth as the lonely truth. But she painted over the lonely truth with the happy truth. Ushimuromia Maria, that's hard to say, took the sad truth and changed it into happiness. That is the only and yet all too large difference between me and Maria One-chan. At the same time as being unable to accept it, another part of me is jealous of that power. It's a pretty good power, right?
そうなの。それは力なの。その力があるマリアは幸せになれて、その力がないエンジェは幸せになれない。
その力は何なの？
マリアもその力を何と呼ぶかわからなかった。この時点ではね。やがてその正体を教えてもらうの。後に話すよ。後のページで。
It's magic.
そして日曜日の深夜、ママは約束通りお土産を持って帰ってきた。
Oh, okay. What was the present, I wonder? What you have? What you have?
ただいま。ママ、
おかえり。
ブリュー、ママ帰ってきた。ママ帰ってきた。
Waiting to greet Rosa as she returned home all tired out was me holding Sakutaro in an unbelievably good mood. Mama's worn out expression was surely due to, at least in part, to actual fatigue, but also partially because she was sick and tired of having me cling to her and loudly whine and sob after being left alone in the house for a few days. However, when Mama was welcomed by an unbelievably happy me, and discovered unbelievably that her fears had been unfounded, Rosa couldn't hide her surprise.
どうしたのマリア、とてもご機嫌ね。
He's all hopped up on jelly beans.
誰か来ているの？
It was strange enough to make Rosa think that a friend might have come over and that she had come back home in the middle of them having a good time playing together. There were no other shoes at the entrance. Even though I was in such high spirits, I was home alone. At first, Rosa was suspicious that this unexpectedly good mood might have come some kind of unwelcome underlying cause, but that really wasn't needless fear. And it really did seem to be that I had actually stayed at home in a good mood. Even if Rosa's heart had been as cold and hard as a rock after being welcomed with a smile like this, Rosa started to honestly accept that smile, and the smile rose to her own face automatically. I mean, the desired effect happened, but again, the after effect is that Rosa's going to do this again next weekend, right? She's going to be like, oh, I don't have to stay here this weekend because she's happy, staying by herself, so let me do that shit again. So yeah, she's going to be in a good mood now. Not a pissy mood, which, is all Maria cares about, but she's going to be carrying next weekend, and Rosa's gone again, saying, oh, I'm sorry, work came up again, sorry, bye-bye, click, and that's it for the whole weekend. In that smile, you could see none of the weariness caused by being unable to return home for several days. Maria kept talking about what a fun time she had playing with this stuffed animal Sakutaro. Rosa really hadn't imagined that the stuffed animal she gifted her would be liked so much, and she couldn't hide her pleasant surprise.
そう、作太郎と一緒に仲良くお留守番していたのね。偉いわマリア。そんな偉いマリアと作太郎にお土産があるわよ。
Hell yeah!
グリュー、お土産、なんだろうね、なんだろうね。
Maria started jumping around with Sakutaro. There were two presents. One was a Western cake assortment. It contained different kinds of Scotch cakes. It looked to be very high quality. But Maria was more interested in the other one. The other one was an even bigger box, and it was pretty heavy.
開けてごらん。マリアと作太郎の新しいお友達になれるかもね。
Oh shit! Okay.
何これ？
What have we got here?
何これ？
We got new friends? Inside there laid like chess pieces were about 20 small ceramic animal figures. Squirrels, rabbits, small birds, dogs, and cats. Oh shit. And they were all holding musical instruments. In addition to them, there were also a panorama-style background. A forest scene was drawn on it. Little woodland animals were all gathered around a forest clearing, and they looked like they were having a good time. Rosa set it up on the table. And when she then lined up the ceramic figures like chess pieces in front of it, it became a band of forest animals.
素敵でしょ。お店のショーウィンドウで見て一目惚れしちゃったの。これをいい子でお留守番してたマリアにプレゼントするわ。
ありがとうママ。すごいね作太郎。お友達がこんなに増えちゃったね。作太郎の言う通りだった。楽しく賑やかに過ごしてたらお友達が増えちゃうって本当だった。ね、言った通りでしょ。ほらね、お友達が増えた。ほらね、お友達が増えた。
No. I don't like this. Well, I guess he was right, they're right. I don't like how she calls these animals friends, right? But okay. Let's let her have a happy moment, right? Relieved that her gift had been appreciated, Rosa suddenly remembered that she was filled with several days of weariness.
本当にお疲れ様。シャワー浴びてくるといいよ。あったかいの浴びるときっと疲れが取れるよ。湯船にする？マリアが今日は入浴剤を選んであげるね。
ありがとう。でももう遅いからマリアは寝る支度をなさい。ママも疲れたからシャワーだけ浴びてすぐ寝るわ。明日も早いし。
うん、わかった。はいママ、コート脱がしてあげる。
大丈夫だってば。ありがとう。
ママのコート、お外の匂いがいっぱいする。あ、ごめん、何か落とした。拾うね。
When she had taken Rosa's coat, a receipt or a ticket stub or something had fallen out. It had been in her mama's pocket, so it was probably important. Maria hurriedly picked it up. It looked like a ticket for a green car or the Shinkansen or something. It's a taxi cab or something, right? Atami? Maybe it was that place famous for its hot springs. Just then, a razor-sharp sound shattered the warm atmosphere. Said of the Rosa who had been there just a second ago enjoying a gift with her daughter and full of weariness after returning home for the first time in several days, there stood a completely different person who looked exactly the same but had the most terrible of expressions on her face. This is the evil witch. I told you she could come out. In her hand was a ticket stub that Maria had picked up. She had stolen it from Maria's hand in an instant. After a few seconds' delay, by the pain of her hand that had been hit and her mother's expression, Maria realized that she must have done something wrong. She didn't know what she had done that had gotten her in trouble. She didn't do anything wrong. It's probably because of that ticket stub black thing. No, it's because her mother's a piece of shit. Was she not supposed to touch it? Even though she had tried so hard to welcome her mama with fun and happiness, she had touched something important to her without asking and had ruined that pleasant atmosphere. So Maria apologized immediately.
ごめんなさい。
Even though she must have heard the words of apology, Rose's expression actually darkened. Maybe those words had been undesired. Maria didn't know what to do and cautiously watched to see how her mother would act. For some reason my computer's lagging, so let me go ahead and save it real quick. In case this shit fucking freezes on me. Red truth, blue truth. One fish, two fish, what? Okay, Angie's recollection here. Okay. And even though it should have been such an important ticket stub, Rosa crushed it up and hurried off to her room. Maria didn't really understand what she had done wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. Her mother's a piece of shit. That's what's wrong in this situation. Her mother's wrong. Wrong.
あの紙はきっとママのお仕事の大切なものだったんだね。
In case you guys didn't get it, the ticket stub proved that she went to the hot springs with some fucking floozy, some male floozy. Probably the dude I was talking about before, the dude that's been cheating on his wife with Rosa, who has no intention of leaving his wife for Rosa, but she wants to keep it a secret either way. And she doesn't want her daughter to know that she didn't actually go to work this weekend. She was at the fucking hot springs all weekend, living it up with a fucking married man instead of being with her daughter. Pretty much abandoning her daughter, right? To have fun for the weekend. And she felt guilty when Maria saw that ticket stub, so she pretty much smacked her kid across the face rather than explain what that ticket stub was. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. Angie knows it.
ウリュウ、マリアは悪くないよ。
Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, Maria. Tell her, Sakatoro.
だから今夜だってこんなにも幸せ。ママだってお風呂に入ってすっきりしたらいつもの優しいママに戻ってくれるよ。だから気にしちゃダメ。ウリュウ。
そうだね。ママだって疲れてるんだもんね。気にしちゃダメだね。今夜だってマリアたちはこんなにも幸せ。ウリュウ。もうやめてよ。
Yeah, Angie can't even see this. So Angie's the analog for the people that thought this part was too cringy for them to actually go through. So they stopped playing around episode 4. Getting to this part, I'll admit it's pretty hard to get through. You hear all this shit about Rosa and Maria. Angie can't even bear to hear it, right? She's like, please fucking stop this shit.
見てられない。エンジェは幸せの見つけ方が間違ってると思うよ。
間違ってるのはお姉ちゃんでしょ。これのどこが幸せだってのよ。もう痛々しくて見てられない。
何が？ママが急に怒り出したこと？人間疲れていればそういうこともあるものだよ。
I don't call it tired. I call it being hungover from a weekend of partying and neglecting your responsibilities back at home. It wasn't working. Definitely, it was the opposite of working, probably.
一時の感情のすれ違いだけで相手を全否定するのってエンジは大人じゃないと思うよ。
Classic, enabling. Classic.
9歳のマリアお姉ちゃんに言われるとはね。でもそんなことじゃないでしょ。問題なのはお姉ちゃんが拾ったあの半券、明らかにおかしいじゃない。
何が？何もおかしくないし、今夜の幸せと何も関係ないよ。
ローザおばさんは仕事で会社に泊まり込むって電話してきたんでしょ。なんで熱海？それって旅行でしょ。マリアお姉ちゃんを置き去りにして旅行に行ってたってことでしょ。しかも普通旅行って言ったら一人では。
あれが仮に熱海行きの件だったとしても、だからってママが嘘をついて旅行に行った証拠にはならないよ。
True.
電話で嘘をついてあんなにも形相を変えて奪い取って何よりの証拠じゃない。
昔の仕事で出張した時のものかもしれないよ。あるいは ゴミか何かをたまたまポケットに入れちゃっただけかも。
Yeah, that could be plausible.
部下の人が出張した時の領収書かもしれないね。だったら仕事の大切なもの、おもちゃじゃないんだから、ママが取り上げたのも頷けるよ。エンジェの言う証拠なんて単なる状況証拠。
Damn. Lawyered.
想像と妄想。
Wow, okay. She'd make a good lawyer. A defense lawyer, probably. Because he explained that shit away, right? I was like, okay, wait a minute. Let me second guess myself now.
どうしてマリアとママの仲が悪くなるように解
That's
釈
just
す
your
るのか
interpretation of the
わ
events,
からない
right?
よ。
Yeah, you don't have any fucking real proof. You just fucking want to make a story up, right? Like, how the fuck dare you talk about my mama? You don't got any fucking proof. Goodness, Maria. Oh, Maria.
どうしてお姉ちゃんがそこまでローザおばさんの都合がいいように解釈できるかの方がわからない。
やっぱりエンジェはか
And
わ
then
い
she
そう
turns
だ
it around to Angie like, oh, you're fucking just sad. You think that. You want to think the worst of people. Like, that's... Goodness gracious.
君を幸せにしてくれるかけらはこんなにもたくさん身の回りに落ちているのに、それを
Wow.
見つけられない。
I like how she turned that around. So, like, okay, you want to think of the worst of people, and then look at your own life, your pathetic life. You have, you know, happy fragments. You can look at things in a happy way. You can say, you know, Aunt Eva wasn't really your enemy this entire time. She actually loved you, right? You have, you know, allies in your world, like, old what's his name? I forget the dude's name with the goddamn bandana. Whoever his name was. You know what? Let's see what his name was. I totally forgot. Not Okanoki, the other dude. The dude with the gray hair, right? Is it gray or purple? I don't even know. It's probably purplish. Violet. Oh, he's not pictured. Oh, Angie's side, my bad. There we go. Amakusa, that's his name. The former guard of Eva's. The thrill seeker. The lady pleaser, who accept pay for dangerous jobs for little pay. Served in Angie's bodyguard before, but after he broke Eva's strict order not to talk to Angie countless times, Eva only took a dislike to him and let him go. Helped him to find him all that bad, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. We already knew that. So yeah, that's the dude. She could be good friends with him now, right? But she probably doesn't want to trust him because she thinks he'll have ulterior motives, which he may or may not. But that's just the distrust in her manifesting. She's also distrustful of Rosa's intentions, right? With probably good reason, but you know, Maria chooses to think in the best scenario, while Angie chooses to think in the worst scenario every time. That's a big difference between these two people.
なのに不幸せなかけらばかり見つけてしまって傷つき続けている。だからエンジェは傷つくことに怯え、傷つけるものが身の回りにないかどうか、それを確かめ終わるまで幸せ探しすら始められない。
Yep.
お姉ちゃんと話をしてるとおかしいのがどっちかわからなくなってくるわ。
It really is. I'm like, okay. I was all gung-ho about Rosa, and now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong about Rosa, right? Maybe I'm fucking the asshole here, not Rosa. Like, I'm 100% sure Rosa's the asshole, let's be clear, but still, I mean, you don't want to take away that possibility from Maria. She doesn't think that Rosa's the asshole, right? She has reason to believe she's not the asshole. Who am I to say she's not the asshole, right? Who am I?
あのね、幸せのかけらも不幸せのかけらもどちらもいっぱいあって世界を満たしてるの。だから身近の幸せが見つけられない人はどこまで探しに行っても見つけられない。チルチルとミチルが青い鳥を探したみたいに。
そうね、そういう教訓の話だった。
エンジェはその正反対。不幸せなかけらが全くない世界を探してる。でもそれだって青い鳥と同じなんだよ。だから永遠にエンジェは自分の幸せを見つけられない。バトラはヘンゼルなの？青い鳥なんじゃないの？
もういい加減にしていずれにせよ幸せな夜がコートから落ちた一枚の紙切れで台無しになったことはよくわかったわ。
怖いね、一枚の紙切れで。なら幸せを取り戻す力も一枚の紙切れに宿る。
What does she mean by that? Mayhaps we'll find out. Just when she had finally been able to bond with Maria after so long. Rosa's face twisted with a mixture of anger, sadness, and a fierce self-hatred as she flew into her room and closed the door. Maria's sorrow struck into her chest more sharply than a knife. Then, she noticed a cute... Oops. Noticed a cute what? An envelope placed on her studded table. There you go. Oh, that's it. Oh, now I get it. That's a piece of paper. Okay. It's probably something that had come with a girl's magazine. To Mama. Some of my happiness for you to share, it said. Uh-oh. My favorite song here. There you go. She took it, hesitated, opened it, and read what was inside. ... Then, after dotting the surface of the paper with 2 large tears, she flew out of the room and hugged Maria from behind as she headed for the bathroom. Buried her face into her daughter's back and cried. And realizing that she was the one who should truly be saying sorry, she apologized to her. And when Maria asked why, she gave no answer.
ほら、もう仲直り。あんなのママとマリアの仲良しの前には全然気にすることないんだよ。
It's hard to argue with Maria on certain things like this because Rosa just turns on the dime. She'll be, you know, a decent parent in one moment, and then like a horrible parent the next. But then she always, you know, feels guilt whenever she's bad, and then, you know, she's in a hurry to like fix her mistakes with Maria. Like she just did in the episode, like, oh, I left you outside for 2 hours in a fucking typhoon, right? I'm a horrible parent, I'm sorry. And then she plays pretend like she's the good parent for the next 2 hours, right? And then in another 2 hours she'll be a horrible parent again, right? But then she'll feel guilty about that and come back again. So it's really hard to like, to hold your anger for Rosa. So you can see why Maria doesn't hold her anger for Rosa. Because, right, yeah, she just fucking comes right back and hugs her and shit. Makes it all better. With just one act. It's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one, actually. I have no opinion either way. You can see Maria's way. Just be happy, right? If you can. However you can, or you can see it Angie's way. This fucked up situation, you shouldn't be dealing with it. You need to call the fucking cops on this bitch. I can see it both ways. Yeah. I'm right there with you, Angie.
エンジェの気持ちも一応は理解するよ。マリアだってこの力に気づくまでは今のエンジェと同じで不幸なかけらしか見つけられない気の毒な子だったから。
その力って何？私になくてお姉ちゃんにはある。そしてそれがないから私は不幸でお姉ちゃんは幸福だというの？力という抽象的な表現でしか理解できないそれは一体どんな力なの？
The power.
エンジェはそれが知りたいんだよね。だから私の物語をここまで読み進めてきたんだもんね。もちろんだよ。教えてあげる。この力の秘密を。そして私は昔幼いエンジェにちゃんと教えてあげたんだよ。
Oh shit, okay.
忘れちゃってる？
Obviously.
大丈夫。思い出せるよ。今から私が、彼女が教えてあげる。
彼女？
Beatrice?
って誰？
わらわがそれをマリアに代わって教えよう。
ベアトリーチェ。
マリアには
Conflict of interest
そ
here.
なたにはない力。
マリアにあって、エンジェにない力。
That is magic. Maria and Beato said it together. And then they started giggling because they'd said it at the same time. Jinx! It wasn't innocent behavior, which seemed somehow unlike Beato. Black tea was arranged on the table in a peaceful garden. And Beato, Maria, and Sakutaro, who was sitting on Maria's lap, were having fun chatting.
ほう、そうか。作太郎と申すか。そなたの一番の友人とな。
ウリュウ、はじめまして、作太郎と申します。
おう、作太郎は人見知りするから緊張してるの。大丈夫だよ。ベアトリーチェもマリアの素敵なお友達なんだよ。
ウリュウ、マリアの友達は僕も友達？うん、ウリュウ。じゃあ僕もベアトリーチェの友達？うん、ウリュウ。
マリアにとってはこのようなことは日常においてよくあることなの。
お、何が？
このように無機物に魔法の魂を込め生を宿らせることはそなたの日常においては
おお、作太郎は無機物じゃないよ。ライオンの子だよ。
うりゅ
う。ぬいぐるみはよりしろとして優秀だ。故に毒を持たぬ無垢な子供が話しかけることによってそれに応えようとする精霊が宿ることは少なくない。
According to Beatrice, when a child plays with dolls, the dolls sometimes gain an actual will and converse with them in rare cases when moving on their own. However, the power that they can imbue into such a vessel is very weak due to their innocence. Even a tiny bit of this toxin from a human's common sense gets involved and tells them that there's no way a doll can talk or move. It instantly reverts to being an ordinary, non-speaking doll. So we're getting a little bit more of the lore behind magic here. We introduced the magic-killing toxin, quote-unquote. That is something that will come back a couple more times in episode 4. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you use common sense, that's toxin to magic. Why would you think that common sense is toxin? I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? But ask yourself that question.
しかし、そなたのその作太郎というぬいぐるみは違う。
うん、作太郎はぬいぐるみだけどぬいぐるみじゃない。
ウリュウ、ライオンの子ウリュウ。
作太郎はライオンの子だけどまだ子供だから時々ガオって言えないの。ウリウリウリウ。
ウリウリウリウ。
Beatrice let out a sigh of admiration as she gazed at Maria playing around with Sakutaro at the table loaded with tea.
なんということか。作太郎とやらはその布地と綿のよりしろを書くに完全に人間界に権限している。
He really didn't. She's just, pretending that he's alive. That's literally what she's doing.
自らの人格を持ち召喚者と自在に対話をし
Summoner?
しかも自らの意志で動いている。しかもさらに驚くべきはそれが異界の人物を名指しして呼び寄せたものではなくマリオンはゼロの海から生み出したものというと
Actually, technically her mother created him. So, that's totally false. So Beatrice is doing what she does. She spins the truth into a magical farce, basically. So now, all of a sudden, Maria's a summoner. She's a magical witch now because she quote-unquote summoned Sakutaro into being from zero. It's totally not what she did, right? Her mother made the goddamn stuffed animal, and then she's pretending that the stuffed animal's alive. That's what's happening here. But in Beatrice's mind, oh, it's a summoning, right? This is just a microcosm of what she does in these episodes. She pretends magic is a thing, and that explains all these killings that happen. That explains why Kinzo's still alive. Magic, right? How can a locked room kill happen? Magic, right? No, there's a way to explain this with common sense and rationality. But she will not tell you that. She's gonna let Battler try to explain that, and that's the challenge that she has to him. After that, Maria boasted to Beato that Sakutaro wasn't her only friend, and that when she went home, there'd be plenty more of them. She claimed that there was another similar stuffed animal and doll who, like Sakutaro, could talk and move on their own will. And it was something natural to Maria. It was natural for stuffed animals to talk, move, and become their friends of their own free will. And she had heard Maria speak of this in that way. Beatrice, as a witch, felt a respect bordering on awe.
そなたのその力紛れもなく
魔法なの？マリアはまだ魔女見習いだから魔法なんて使えないよ。
いいや魔法だ。それを自覚して使えぬから未だ見習いなのであるが、それにしても大した魔力。そなたの友人作太郎の権限こそがその立派な証であるぞ。
権限って
うん。そなたの場合は想像と呼んでも良いであろうな。他人の手にあっては何の魂も持たぬ無機物がそなたの魔法によって魂を吹き込まれている。しかもそれを強力な力で人間界に留めている。これほどまでに魔法を否定する毒気に満たされた現代において一個の生命体足り得るほどに権限できる魔力はわらわとて容易なことではないわ。
And so if you do like Genji does, read between the lines, what she's saying is, oh, it's impressive that you can still pretend this motherfucker is alive and make believe that your make-believe friend is actually still, alive and real. When everybody else in the world is saying you're a crazy fucking witch-obsessed like freak, right? Even your mother's saying that. It's very impressive that you ignore their toxin to deny magic, right? That's what she's saying. It isn't hard to create soulless beings in any number. However, creating a being with a soul is very difficult. Beato declared this definitively.
ベアトが言うのがよくわかんない。作太郎がすごいってこと？
作太郎とそなたが共に素晴らしいということだ。誇ってよい。なるほど。金蔵の最も欲したものはそなたに一番濃く宿っているらしい。
なんでベアトにそんなに褒められるのかさっぱり。ねえ作太郎。
真に驚嘆すべきはぬいぐるみに魂を宿したことだけではないのだ。それにより自己の世界観まで変化させた。
That's pretty much the only magic I would agree with right there.
そなたは無より有を生じる力が群を抜いている。1を100にすることはたやすい。しかし0から1を生じることはたやすくはない。そなたが一人前の魔女になったならわらわと双璧どころかわらわとて一目置かざるを得ない大魔女に成長するであろう。原初の魔女。そなたの将来はわらわにとっても楽しみだ。
Witch of Origins, I like that.
ベアトに魔女の才能あるって褒められた。よかったねマリア。ウリュウ、ベアト、マリアを褒めてくれてありがとう。
礼には及ばぬぞ作太郎。その赤いマフラーは実に似合っているぞ。そしてそなたのような友人を生み出せるそなたの主人の才能に嫉妬する。
ウリュウ、マフラー褒めてくれてありがとう。これマリアにプレゼントしてもらったの。僕のお気に入り。
まさにそなた専用のマフラーになるために生まれてきたようなサイズであるな。これは
わらわも新しき友人に何かプレゼントを贈らねばなるまい。
レアトがサク太郎にプレゼント？
魔女の贈り物は魔力あるものと決まっておる。ならばそなたの友人がいつまでもそなたの友人でいられるよう、サク太郎にわらわの魔力を贈ろう。
Oh snap.
それによりさらに強く権限することができるだろう。
We all know that Beatrice's gifts come with a little a hefty price tag, right? Come with a little catch. Usually. We're judging on what she gave to Shannon and George as a gift, right?
サク太郎ともっともっと楽しく遊べるようになるの？なんだろう、マリア。それって怖いこと？大丈夫だよ。ベアトは怖いことなんて何もしないよ。ね、ベアトリーチェ。
必ず気に入ってもらえるはずだ。
It's like Shannon liked it at first, right? At first. Didn't like it after a while.
イメージが必要であるな。さてどうしたものか。
Beato folded her arms and thought about what she could do to please them the most. Hey, it's Virgilia. And at that moment there appeared the form of another witch. It was Beato's master, Virgilia. Like a hot butter knife through warm butter. My name is Virgilia, the Great Witch. Since Maria already thought of Beato as a great witch, this person Beato had called the Great Witch must have been a great witch. The greatest witch in the world. At least their great-great-grandmother witch. According to Beato, not even she could hold a candle to this witch when it came to magical powers.
おやおや、賑やかな声が聞こえてくると思ったら楽しそうなお茶会ですこと。
Is fucking Angie still here?
お師匠様。
Where is she at? She hasn't said shit.
ちょうどいいところへ。このライオンの子を見てほしい。マリアの新しい友人だそうだ。可愛らしいライオンさんですね。ご挨拶はできるのかしら。はじめまして。
サク太郎と申します。
Sakataro got back down on Maria's lap and greeted me with half of his face poking out over the edge of the table. Seemed to be very nervous, since this was a witch that even Beato called master.
可愛らしい名前だこと。上手な挨拶ができたご褒美に。
Waving her hands about, Virgilia held the palm of her hand upwards, made a movement as though lightly grasping some sort of the air. Hey, butterflies. And she held that closed fist out in front of Sakataro. And when she opened it, they laid one of those individually wrapped cough drops.
飴だよ、マリア。すごいすごい。よかったね、サク太郎。ちゃんとお礼を言ってね。ウリュウ、飴をどうもありがとうございます。ペコリ。
Even though Virgilia was a great witch, she still treated the stuffed animal of Sakataro to an elegant greeting.
しかしお師匠様、のど飴とはまたババ臭い。せめていちごミルクのキャンディーとか出ないのかよ。
She's Sophia, of course she's somebody's granny. Of course. She's the goldenest granny in the world.
これはひどい。もうあなたには飴をあげませんよ。
I want a cough drop, I want some candy though.
悪い悪い。さて、マリア、そなたの魔導書を出すのよ。もちろん筆記用具よ。
出すよ。何か書くの？
おや、何を始めるのですか？
お師匠様に習った魔法を使うのだ。よりしろに異界の住人を権限させる魔法。あれの応用でこのマリアの友人を権限させる力をより、それをマリアとマリアの友人への。
なるほど、 常に権限している存在ならそう難しいことではないでしょう。それは素敵な贈り物になりそうですね。では私もささやかですが協力しましょう。お師匠様が立会人にサインしてくれる魔法なら心強い。喜べマリア、これは素晴らしい贈り物になるぞ。
ウリュ？何が始まるの？怖くない？怖くない？わかんない。でも怖くないと思う。なんだろうね。楽しみだね。
Beato borrowed the grimoire from Maria's handbag and majestically riffed through the pages. Didn't find an empty page among those with magic circles drawn on them. She flattened the book out. After staring at Sakataro with a smirk, she suddenly started darting a pen across the page. It was something like a written proclamation made by witches of a higher order world. Magic which would take effect by Beatrice writing and Virgilia giving her signature as a witness. Maria didn't understand what Beato was doing at first. And partway through, she figured out that the wonderful magic power of this document and her eyes began to sparkle.
ウリュ？どうしたのマリア？何を書いているの？ウリュ？
Sakataro was on her lap, but she didn't know what was being written up to the table. But even if she had seen, or even if he had seen, Sakataro probably wouldn't have understood.
すごいよサクタロウ。待ってて、もうすぐだよ、もうすぐだよ。ベアトすごい、ベアトすごい。
力ある書面の筆記においてこの子の才能は素晴らしい。あなたになら魔界の書記官すら務まりそうですよ。
Whatever that means, right?
これでどうか。まずまずであろう。
After she had completed the thing that she had been so intensely concentrating on, Beato looked over the document again from a distance. It seemed she was fairly satisfied with the work. And Maria, upon looking at it, peeking at it, let out a cry of wonder.
すごいよベアト。かわいい。
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェの名においてマリアの子サク太郎をここに認める。お師匠様、立会人にサインを頼むぜ。はいはい、我が名においてこの宣誓に立ち会い認めるものなりできましたよ。
This is interesting. So if this actually happened, so we have a scene of whoever's dressing up as Beatrice literally signing the book Maria has that Angie's been reading, right? And now we also have Virgilia signing it. So there's got to be a real person that Maria's been meeting with, and she knows who the real Beatrice is, right? And she also knows who Virgilia is too. So maybe they should analyze the handwriting in that book, and they can find out who each person is, right? I would think. I think that's a valid thing that Angie could do. She has to, money to do it, right? Doesn't she? Hire a fucking handwriting expert, or two, or 1,000, right? If you wanted to. Virgilia signed, completing the proclamation. Yeah, that's in the book. That's signed. Somebody's handwriting's all over that book. So let's go ahead and figure out who that handwriting belongs to. We can figure out who Beatrice is. Or at least Virgilia, right? It's a powerful document that proclaimed to the beings of a higher world that Sakataro had most certainly manifested in the human world. Sakataro, created by Maria, had received the recommendation of the two witches Beatrice and Virgilia. And in this very moment, the higher world had accepted its existence. That was the great magic of manifestation. According to Beato, it was apparently an incredible stroke of luck that Virgilia had been there. Because the power residing in the proclamation would change drastically depending on the number and the ranks of the witches signing it. Virgilia in particular had many friends in the higher world. So her signature would give the proclamation the power with which Beatos couldn't even compare.
この宣言書により、汝作太郎を自我ある一個人と認める。
Oh shit.
そしてその存在をマリアージュ・ソルシエールの条約に従い友人として迎える。今より作太郎は我ら共通の友人だ。それにふさわしき姿を 贈り物としてそなたに送ろう。受け取るがよい。
With the grimoire still open to the page with the proclamation, she turned it around and handed it to Maria. Maria showed it to Sakataro on her lap. When Sakataro beheld that proclamation, in his body made of cloth and cotton, he felt something hot and bright began to dwell. Even as he looked around, nervous at the sensation that he never felt before, power strengthened. Eventually, a bright light completely swallowed him up. And when that light disappeared, there Maria's friend Sakataro held new form and existed.
Uryu?
とても可愛らしい姿ですよ、作太郎ちゃん。マフラーがチャームポイントだと思ってな。あとは耳だ。獣耳はいいぞ。実に可愛い。後でわらわにもかじらせよ。
ありがとう、ベアトリーチェ。素敵なプレゼントを本当にありがとう。
So Angie's watching all of this on the sidelines, I think. She was here in the beginning of this scene. I don't know where she's at now. This is probably a flashback Maria's having. I don't know how Angie would feel that Beatrice is doing all this shit for a person she respects, Maria, right? She probably doesn't like it at all.
礼には及ばぬ。そなたの素晴らしき魔法と友人に敬意を表したまでよ。そしてこの域にまで達したそなたはもはや見習いをいつ卒業してもおかしくない。今日よりさらに新しく楽しい魔法を伝授してやろう。これより原初の魔女見習いのマリアと名乗るがよい。
Alright. So, in honor of Satoko becoming a witch in the latest Higurashi episode, we're gonna end it right here, guys. This point on, Maria is the apprentice witch of origins, and I think that updates in the character bio. Let me go ahead to the Angie side bios. I believe that updates Maria's bio. And also Sakataro's, looks like. So, little mage who has inherited the black blood from Kinzo, unlike Kinzo, blah blah blah. That's already the same stuff. Alright. Just good with enchantments, blah blah blah. That's the same. She didn't actually get her update yet. That's gonna happen probably after the scene. But now we got Sakutaro, beloved furniture of Lady Maria, witch of the marriage sorcery. His existence is Lady Maria's pure right heart itself. He is an irreplaceable being to her and could even be said to be another Lady Maria. He holds a decoration as a diplomat, and all witches' weapons and furniture in the Alliance and even demons and divine spirits in contrast with the Alliance are not permitted to take aim at him. He's Teflon. I'd like to call attention to this line right here. Of course he's another Lady Maria because she's pretending that he's alive, right? So her personality literally is Sakutaro. So the positive things that Maria thinks about her mom, right? Even in the face of all the negative shit she does to her, that is another part of Lady Maria, aka Sakutaro. That's what Sakutaro is. The enabling part of Maria that allows her to be happy in the face of Rosa's bullshit. That's what Sakutaro is. Literally, Sakutaro was made by Rosa, so of course that would be, you know, the enabling part. Of course. See if Angie's been updated. Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, I don't think anybody else has been updated, so we'll end it right here. Oh, let me look at good old Kinzo. He's called Goldsmith now, right? Let me go up here. What is that? What does that do? I don't don't know what that does. I'm not too sure what this triangle does, but it's some kind of a symbol. His name as a mage is Goldsmith. His skills are as a summoner and legendary for the modern age. In terms of summoning ability, there are times when he surpasses even Beatrice. However, he is very mismatched. While he does excel in some areas, he is fatally lacking as a mage in others. He cannot even perform the trifling magic to reheat a cup of tea, yet he can summon demons capable of using magic to boil the oceans. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's what that is. It's an up and down arrow. His system of magic is his own and has its origins in mathematical miracles. Beatrice later reworked her own system of magic based on this. Interesting. So he's like a calculator. He's a statistician, not really a mage. You know, that's also a way to like produce magic though. Alchemy probably. And that's all the same. I don't think that's a new part, right? Certainty, on the other hand, indicates a far stronger absolute force of will than endless, infinite idle repetition. That's probably new. Oh, this is new too. Takes Beatrice aside most of the time, but supports Battler when it looks like he's about to drop out. Conversely, when Beatrice starts to get cornered, she supports Beatrice. Okay. So now we kind of get a little bit of Lambda Delta's personality. She likes the tough luck guys, the people that are on the ropes. So sometimes it's Beatrice, sometimes it's Battler. Let's see if there's anything new here. I guess all of this is new, right? It said in the piece called Angie to defeat Beatrice in her game, the Voyager witches who cross the Sea of Fragments are far higher level beings than witches who cannot leave their own territory. In territory they are equals, but fundamentally their magic power far exceeds Beatrice's. What is it that the witches who voyage constantly and escape from boredom seek from their journeys? Who also says that they are escaping boredom? That you've been watching on the anime lately, right? Who also says that? So enough of the illusions to Higurashi, guys. That's gonna do it for me. This installment of Umineko no Nakokoro ni. I'm gonna save it right here, and we'll pick it up here next time. I'm not sure when the next time will be. It won't be tomorrow. It probably won't be this weekend. If I can do something, it might be Monday. But in the meantime, and in the between time, guys, be good to one another. And always party on, dudes. We'll see you next time. Have a good night. Bye. Okay. Good night.